Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday, Texas and Texas A&M. The 120th meeting between the flagship schools of the state of Texas. It's going to be a good one. Could be a shootout tonight with Marcel Reed, a Heisman Trophy candidate, Arch Manning playing like one of late. Longhorns, Aggies getting it on. We have our On Texas Football watch along with you. And Jerry Hamilton, Jeff Howe, myself, Matthew, our producer, of course. Rod Babers will join us, Coach Bob Shipley, and the usual cast of great football experts. And, guys, how are we feeling? The Longhorns will have no Anthony Hill tonight. He's not even dressed out. That could be a pivot point, obviously, at linebacker with this explosive A&M offense and the array of weapons, especially at the tight end position and on the outside. Obviously, Texas may have to score some points here tonight, guys, to keep themselves in it. How are we feeling, Jerry?
Yeah, I was already in that camp with or without Anthony Hill. The Texas defense has just not been playing at a high level for a while now. So I was at that point anyway. Now with Ty Anthony Smith also out for the first half, though, that presents a problem. I did see Brad Spence going through the warm-up line at linebacker. Well, we'll see. We'll see what that means tonight. Does he get some reps at linebacker in this game? Because Texas is going to have to come up with some answers. And the answers, Jeff, to me have to be more about stopping the run than in coverage and creating pressure on the defense from the linebacker position. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see where Texas goes with this. I think it's more than people. I think people are just talk about with Ty Anthony Smith and Hill. Like, oh, man, that A&M tight ends, we've been susceptible to tight ends most of the season. I'm looking at it more from run game against Texas A&M because I think Texas A&M is going to try to play a Georgia brand of football against Texas.
Now, I'll say this. I saw somebody coming out of that Texas A&M tunnel waving, like holding what looked like a step stool or something above their head. They keep that thing the hell away from Bevo. That's all I'm saying. I don't want that anywhere near Bevo's pen. So stadium security needs to do a stand-up job tonight first and foremost. But yeah, I'm with you. The A&M offensive line grades out as one of the best in the SEC. Their run game has been good this year. I'll say this, though, no Le'Veon Moss tonight. So if they're going to do it, Jerry, it's going to be, if A&M wins and they do it with a run-based game, we'll be talking about Reuben Owens having had probably a pretty big game for them. For what it's worth, A&M won the toss and deferred, so Texas will get the ball first.
That's good to see. Brad Spence did play some linebacker at Arkansas last year, kind of a stand-up position. We'll see if that's something they brought him into and then moved into pass rush because they felt like they had good depth there when Anthony Hill was playing. But yeah, he's going to be necessary tonight in this game. Our first quarter here with the watch along will be brought to you by Callahan's General Store. Tell you more about Callahan's, the true Austin and Central Texas legend since the late 70s. I'll tell you about them. Also, our friends at Backer are back with the Backer brands. That's going to be linked in your chat right at the top. You can click through and get a part of that contest. Everything you purchase, holiday shopping with Backer brands, that great Texas licensed gear you're going to want to check out. That's there. Click on it. You get a free hat with every purchase you make again this weekend. All right, Aggie wore him his hate speech. There he goes, a $20 super chat in here. That is true. I did see the Aggie band guys on Congress Avenue marching right down to the Capitol today, their annual trip. Longhorns will get the ball here. Can Texas rise up and play one more real good defensive game? The question, they were a really good defense for the first half of the year. That has trended the other way as the offense has come along. I'd like to see two mesh up and match up in this contest tonight. Aggies come in at 11-0. But we all know, guys, we talked about it all week long. The Aggies have gotten the good fortune and the good draw of playing the bottom of the conference, right? The bottom seven, they've missed out on the top of the SEC. But Texas at times doesn't play like they're on the top of the SEC. So we'll see if they can challenge them tonight. The crowd is into this. I will say at the tailgate today, guys, crowd was early. They arrived early. They were ready to get out of the house after Thanksgiving, and they were ready to go. So this is going to be a really good crowd tonight. Only the second ever night game for Texas in SEC play. The last one didn't go great. That was against Georgia last October. This is number 2 with Texas A&M coming in.
And obviously that kick is far and away. Wind out of the southeast, by the way.
There is a lot of wind, by the way. There is a good breeze blowing from south to the north.
Yeah, so wind out of the southeast, so that Texas going into the wind here in the first quarter, that could affect you in the punting or kicking game or throwing it deep potentially. If you catch a gust while the ball's in the air. But it's been about a 20-mile-an-hour gust for most of the day out of the southeast.
All right, Jerry, you're a little bit ahead of me, so you can go ahead and if you see something, just do it, and I'll catch up to you. Same with you, Jeff, when I'm on YouTube. So a little bit behind with the streaming service. But here comes Arch Manning, 23 touchdowns, 7 picks. He's played great of late. Played his best game, arguably, against Arkansas last week with a 6-touchdown performance. He was the AP Offensive Player of the Week in college football. Longhorns with Trey Wisner in the backfield. Got to get a good game out of your run game against these Aggies. That offense off the field. But again, it's a swing route to Ryan Wingo again, and he's throwing it, guys.
Yeah, it was going to be a throw. We had heard that was coming. First play of the game. It was going to be a throw, and obviously A&M blew that play up.
They've run that as the first play of so many times, and now they're going to throw a trick play off of it. Now it's 2nd and 10. At least Ryan Wingo didn't take negative play. He got rid of the football and threw an incompletion. That at least a little bit of a win.
Yeah, a little run there, inside run on 2nd down, gets it to 3rd and 8 for Texas. So first 3rd and long. One of the questions I have tonight is how many 5-man protects is Texas going to give looks at the A&M pass rush? I don't think you can do many. So will Texas 5-man protect all here on this 3rd and 8?
Well, third and long is not where you want to be against the Mike Elko defense, but hey, take a first down to start.
Yeah. Emmett Mosley, sure hands. Ball is thrown really well. Maybe a hair late, but really well to where only Emmett Mosley could catch that unless the DB had jumped the route. But they left 5. It was a 5-man plus back protect in there. So a 6-man protect. Good blitz pickup by Trey Wisner there against a blitzing linebacker. Manning gets it out of his hand. Really good outstretched arms catch by Emmett Mosley.
Yeah, that was a really nice blitz pickup by Wisner. He stuck his nose in there and gave Arch the time. That meant it was going to be man-to-man on the outside and a good throw-in catch, and the Longhorns have a first down.
He hadn't had the year he's wanted running the football, but, man, as far as doing the things an NFL running back is asked to do, he's I don't know if he's hurt his draft stock all that much. I mean, I don't think he was going to be a first-round guy anyway, but –
DeAndre Moore with a drop on 1st and 10.
Becoming more of a complete player at the running back position. Yeah, look, Mosley and Moore are the two guys for me tonight. That's where it's at. Like, Wingo's going to do his stuff in the short game. It's going to be deep to Livingston. It's got to be Mosley and Moore work in the middle of the field in the intermediate game.
That's that little flip screen to the slot receiver on 2nd and 10 for a yard loss. Now brings up 3rd and 11 from the Texas 35. So we have a drop. DeAndre Moore on first down should have been about a 5-6 yard gain. Then -1 on the little flip out screen look. And now we're at 3rd and 11 from the 35.
2 3rd and longs on this first drive. Not ideal, obviously. You converted the first one, but you're not going to make a living 3rd and 8 or more against this defense. You got the first one, but not the second one.
Wow. And Arch Manning did a good job getting the ball out of his hand on this 3rd and 11. And DeAndre Moore has not had a good possession.
Yeah, that one's a first down and a catch. What's DeAndre Moore is one of the most reliable players Texas had last year and into this year, and now he's become one of the most unreliable players.
Yeah, unbelievable. I've given Wingo a hard time, not a vast majority of the season. But I'm going to give DeAndre Moore a hard time right now. That is an awful possession for DeAndre Moore to start this game. Awful for a guy that's been a good player for Texas. Really bad start.
Yeah, don't understand. I mean, it's as Sark has said, they're not trying to drop balls. Well, they drop way too many. It's just a lack of concentration, I guess. All right, so the punt's going to take it down. Nice special teams to the Longhorns. Warren Robeson will down it inside the 8-yard line. And Texas A&M will start their first possession way backed up. Win for the punt game there, guys, into the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So A&M will be operating downwind. Marcel Reed doesn't throw the deep ball like Arch Manning. They don't throw it as much as Texas wants to. But if they're going to do it, they'll do it downwind. They'll try to do it downwind. We have a little help over the top here on this first down to the boundary side. Ethan Burke with great pressure and not technically a sack, but a 2-yard run for Marcel Reed. But I think the Texas edges, I know A&M's offensive line's graded out well, and I think they're really good running the football. I still think Texas can get after the A&M tackles on the edge if there's not help.
I'll add this too, Jerry. Without Anthony Hill, your safeties have to be much better than they were last week against Arkansas. I mean, And Michael Taff admitted that was maybe the worst game he's played as a Longhorn was last week. So your safeties have to be much better. And Marcel Reed, unlike Gunnar Stockton or Taylor Green, they'll run some design runs, but he'll do most of his damage running the football on scrambles.
Ethan Burke with the tackle on that. Nice job. He, of course, had the huge goal line stand play last year at College Station. It's his senior night, 24 seniors or so walking tonight for the Longhorns, and a nice little screen play.
Manny Muhammad lost contain. He started running to the inside. I don't know what he's doing, but he's got to keep contain on that play. That was a bad play by Manny Muhammad. Bad football play. It's a 3-year starter.
Yeah, you have help inside. You're the last man on the outside.
That's
the thing. It's like DeAndre Moore and Manny Muhammad. This kind of a signifier this whole season for Texas. Your best and most reliable players are just not playing up to their capabilities.
Just don't know what he's reading right there.
Buddy Powell, chief big guy, took the worst angle in the history of football. I would agree. That's one of the worst corner angles I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean he's playing like he's a linebacker or something, and he's the edge perimeter player. All right, so 3rd and 4 now, big third down, the first for the Aggies. Longhorns had them backed up, and now they're out to the 25-yard line. You'd like to get a stop right here if you can. Have them punt with the wind, obviously.
Yeah, that 2nd and 4, really good play by Jelani McDonald coming downhill on the little read. Keep by Marcel Reed setting up that 3rd and 4. Good play by Jelani McDonald.
Yeah, real good. Downhill play. Ethan Burke with good penetration again.
All right.
So big.
That's bad tape for Manny Muhammad, by the way, who's planning on going in the draft on that screenplay. That's just bad. That's bad tape.
Yeah, I think there's some guys you're going to have some hard conversations about where they slot NFL-wise that came in expecting to be in the draft that maybe don't need to be going.
Yeah, Jerry, that's one that either at the combine or a top 30 visit. The DC probably spends a good 10 minutes with you on that one. Or what were you seeing? Where was your leverage? Probably going through all of it because that was not good.
That's a 3rd and 4. Ball thrown too hard and a little bit behind the A&M wideout, so it's going to force a punt. So good stop by Texas there. As Carmen 5229 says, the house looked packed. It definitely is.
Yeah, tickets are going for about $500 at the lowest end. A lot of Aggie fans in town want to go to this game. They're a really, really hard ticket. It will be a sellout.
Look, I don't want to get on PK because he's done a great job since he's been here, right? But 3rd and 4, I don't know that I want Colin Simmons stacked on a wide receiver into the boundary.
It's wasted downs. It's been wasted downs all season. Colin Simmons have 15 sacks, and he's always going to this season if they hadn't been doing this, and he's going to be more impactful the more he rushes the quarterback. You're not tricking anybody. You're not really helping his development. He hasn't made a play on the ball. He needs to be rushing the quarterback every single player 99.9% of the time. I just have never understood it.
But you know what I'm saying, Jerry? Like your scheme is your scheme, but at some point, like it's got to be more about players than it is scheme.
Yeah.
Agreement. Okay, first two series go punt. Longhorns have the ball at the 36-yard line. Possession number 2. First possession was pretty good. A couple of drop passes, though, by DeAndre Moore. Got to clean that up. Our first quarter was brought to you by Callahan's General Store. It's that time of year. It's a Callahan's time of year. It's always a good day to get to Callahan's here in southeast Austin, right between downtown and the airport. They've been there since 1978. They're still family-owned and operated. They're built right there on 13 acres. They've got 7 acres of property in there where they sell everything you need for your farm, or your live animals and your furry friends. If you got pets and live animals and the ranch and all that stuff, or if you just need some great stuff for your yard and gardens, they've got you covered. Also, same with the holiday shopping. Get over to the right side when you walk in there. They've got great Western wear and Stetson hats and boots and jeans, everything you need. Great houseware section. You guys out there, get to the houseware section at Callahan's. You'll get your Christmas shopping done for the lady and for your wife. Just great stuff in there. Plus the holiday decorations, hardware, everything. It's a general store. It's a generally great place. It's been there since 1978, still family-owned and operated, and they're a proud partner with us here on Texas Football and the Watch Along. Find them online at callahansgeneralstore.com and get in there for the holidays, do some shopping, and meet some great people. Very friendly there at Callahan's. A lot of Longhorn fans at Callahan's, also Aggie fans, so there's a good mix of that right in there as well. If somebody needs to ask more if he wants the ball. Yeah, I mean, you just got to see players want the ball in this case. And, Sark starting the game with a trick play. I'm not a big fan of that, but either way, it didn't work, didn't go bad. And I give Arch credit. He was about to convert his second, third and long of the first drive, and his receiver just dropped the ball. At some point, Arch has got to put a boot in somebody's ear and get them to start catching the football.
Yeah, somebody's just posted in our chat that maybe some light rain at the game right now, which is expected of maybe a little bit, 20%.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a weird weather day out. I mean, the wind was whipping gray, and then you could kind of feel it every now and again. There'd be a little drip. I don't think anything heavy. It's just going to be, not much to affect the game. It's just good football weather, actually.
By the way, I want to respond to a question earlier, but I don't have the question to pull up. Somebody at the game just said windy and rain has started. Somebody said Vodney Cleveland posted a picture on Instagram of somebody's family member in a UNC jacket. I posted on ontexasfootball.com earlier today that we expect it's much better than 50-50 chance that he ends up flipping to North Carolina. So I'd be surprised if Vodney Cleveland is in the Texas class.
What went south on that one, Jerry?
North Carolina, very, very aggressive on the NIL front. Very. Ball is underthrown by Arch. Parker Livingston had initial, obviously, separation on Will Lee, but that ball was thrown a little late and inaccurate. But the wind's going to be a factor throwing the football now. No
question. Might be a little wet, too.
Yeah.
Maybe slipped out of his hand there. First wet ball throw. Will Lee, another one of those great portal additions A&M made, got him from K-State. I mean, they got some really good players from some not football factory kind of schools. He did a great job evaluating and the cornerstone kind of positions too for them with Cassius Howell and the receivers and that guy right there.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and look, that's they've done good work in the portal. And you always tip your cap when somebody's done good work in the portal, and they certainly have over the last 2 years to flip this thing, get a lot of the bad element out of the program, and flip it.
Yeah, maybe he brought his general manager from Duke, and when you're at Duke, you're looking for a different type of player, and they still have gone and gotten those, really, diamonds in the rough type of guys that turn into real good players with the strong high school talent that they have in the program.
So ball on this 3rd and 8, overthrown to Wingo. Right hand may have been on his shoulder. Will Lee was beat initially. It looked like the right hand was riding the shoulder.
Yeah, it could have been a grab, but they'll probably say uncatchable, but guy holding him down the sidelines, that one could have been a call.
Yeah.
Longhorns were in that bunch formation. Rod Babers likes so much to the top of the screen, and they go to the single coverage on the outside. I don't know. I think that's one that's a little hand fighting, I guess you would call that, but it didn't allow Wingo to get to the football. And he's holding that's pass interference, guys.
Right. Look, I've said it all year, man. Ryan Wingo has got to do a better job of selling that. Like you gotta act like you gotta try to ring your arm free something.
Yes.
Yeah, he was holding him, and the ball was well thrown too by Arch.
You got to look for the official. You got to demand the flag at that point. Like I know I'm nitpicked on Ryan Wingo with this all year, but I said it in game 1, and here I'm saying it in game 12. Like I need to get that from him. This team needs to get that from him.
Yeah, agreed, because that's a penalty. And I thought Arch made a nice throw. I mean, that ball, if he was able to run under it, would have been a completion. But obviously, he was trying to separate with his left hand, and then, once the corner grabs his hand and won't let go of his arm, kind of an arm bar, that's got to be called. But
to your point, Jeff, that's that's developing your craft as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to sell it. You almost have to force the flag to be thrown sometimes.
I would agree. All right, 2 possessions, 2 punts for Texas. Rushing yards, not where you need them, only 3 yards on there, or 2 yards on the ground. A&M about to get their second possession, and they've got better field position this time by about 7 yards. They had it on the 7-yard line the first time, now the 15. Longhorns doing a nice job of the field position so far. And we'll see if Texas can get it going. But as you said, Jerry, the passing game is going to be a bit of a challenge here. We were down at our tailgate, and tents were blowing around and things were taking off like sailboats. That wind, it's not constant, but boy, it'll get gusty real quick. And now the rain is coming a little bit here. A little chilly. Temperatures are in the low 60s, but again, it just feels great for football. But you got to be able to execute in the passing game. That's going to be a challenge for both sides right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk.
Let's not forget, A&M doesn't. They're pretty rough kicking field goals.
There's a lot of talk in the chat about the run game. I'm not saying they should or shouldn't. I'm just saying it should be clear to everybody that's watched Texas this year. Sark doesn't trust it. He's not trust the run game. And what evidence does he have to trust it? Like you've got in conference play, you're averaging about 75 yards rushing a game. So we can talk about the run game, but Sark doesn't trust it. They're not going to do it. If they're going to win this game, it's not going to be by running the football.
Yeah, one of the things is you go back to that Oklahoma game. They didn't rush it for huge numbers, but it was effective at staying ahead of the chains and giving them manageable third downs. I think Wisner ended up with 93 yards rushing, but he was also good out of the backfield. Something like that, because you do want to keep this A&M offense off the field as much as you can. But so far Torian York has been running and tracking Trey Wisner on his couple of carries so far. Arch Manning off to a 2-for-6 start, but had a couple drops in there too. And
I'm not saying I agree with it either, because I don't. I'd love for an offense to be able to trust running the football, at least, like this, when you're up against it with the win. Hey, maybe at least we can pound out a couple of runs and maybe get it to 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, or whatever. But it is what it is with the run game at this point.
Yeah, I think the other side of that is I think Sark makes himself one-dimensional too much.
That too.
He's a pass guy, and I think if sometimes the toughest thing for a coach to do is not do what you want to do, but what you have to do.
Yeah, agreed. I think but Sark has been in his career, he's always had the 1,000-yard rusher, and this year they're not going to get close to that. So I agree with the point. He's kind of doesn't trust it and kind of given up on it as something that they can go to in key moments. But Reuben Owens with a nice gain on first down. That's going to get it going now. It can be 3rd down for the Aggies. Yeah, this Texas defense, at least series and a half in, playing better, playing stout. They're going to have to.
And Jerry,
good coverage in the back end there. Forced read. He didn't step up one more step into the pocket. Step up in that pocket. He needed to step up one more time to have the clear vision to the check down. He did not do it through an errant pass to an open check down, but good coverage on the back end, unless Marcel Reed missed somebody running wide open.
Well, Marcel Reed under pressure, you can rattle him. I mean, if you saw the South Carolina game, the Notre Dame game at times, he will get a little inaccurate. He'll get happy feet at times too. But boy, when he gets locked in, he's as good as there is in the conference.
So neither quarterback is off to a roaring start so far.
No. And
I think the wind is because you can see the officials' pants blowing in the wind. That wind is gusting right now.
Now A&M had a drop. The wind is tough, but the A&M has a drop there on 3rd and 5. So it's going to force the 4th and 5 punt. So A&M has not moved it in their 2 possessions. Ball should have been caught by A&M there. If we're going to get on DeAndre Moore, that ball should have been caught by Texas A&M.
I forget if E.J. Smith is on the field. That means the GOAT is probably in the stands watching tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, you would think he would be.
But that's Emmett. EJ's dad is the GOAT, by the way. You Barry Sanders fans can keep their comments to themselves in the chat.
Well, because I'm going to, because I think if Barry had played on the Dallas Cowboys with that.
Oh, come on, Jerry. Come on.
Rushing record in like no time.
Hey, listen, after beating the Chiefs and the Eagles in 5 days, the Cowboy fans are feeling themselves a little bit. They should. It's been a fun run. But, yeah, Emmitt Smith, I mean, gosh, high school, college, and pro was as good as any level has had. But Barry Sanders is pretty spectacular. Jim Brown, I'll vote for Jim Brown, too. He's pretty good.
He's my GOAT. I'll say that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's a strong argument.
Really good punt return by Ryan Niblett. They're going to have a block in the back. I'll give you one guess who it's on.
24.
Oh, it's not. They're not throwing it on Warren Roberson.
Who was it on?
Cade Phillips. Right at the.
Oh, yeah. Obvious block in the back right there. Yeah, it was an easy call.
Well, that's going to cost some field position from out near midfield. This one's going to be at the 27-yard line for Texas. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. That was right at the mesh point. Hey,
Go
Phillip.
Horns! Go Horns 2024. That is an interesting question. That is, I haven't seen the Jerry. That's one of those things like honing your craft. Like your blocks in the back are going to happen. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been pretty disappointed with special teams. Other than Ryan Niblett himself, the evolution of special teams has and growth of its left.
Yeah, I think you guys were talking about with the Ryan Wingo. I mean, just this team in a lot of phases, the attention to detail is just not there.
Yeah. By the way, good pitch and catch from Arch. The injuries, really good offensive line protection there. Gave Arch a pocket to step up into and make an accurate throw.
Yeah, after the defense gets you a couple stops now, you'd love to see this offense get going. This says win or lose. We've been doing this all year. That's true. This would be a jolt here to get the halfway through the first quarter, no points. A&M's used to scoring on explosive plays. See if the Longhorns can put a drive together here, get Arch in a rhythm. Well, that's not going to do much right there.
On first down.
Nah, that was Sanford downhill, unblocked from the linebacker position. You either have to make that guy miss or it's going to be a 2-yard loss, and it was a 2-yard loss. Came right back to CJ, and he gets 4 yards, getting it to a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and CJ Baxter right now, in his current condition, he's not going to make guys miss very much.
Nah.
Well, you knew the Aggies were going to try to bring it on defense here. They were kind of embarrassed with their performance defensively last year when Texas was able to run the ball pretty much at will against them. But see what the Longhorns can do on a big 3rd down. Not good. So 3 straight punts for Texas is going to be the way this starts for the offense.
Arch threw it deep there to Ryan Wingo. Good safety coverage, or good safety help over the top. Good coverage as well. The only chance that ball would have to be complete was thrown towards the boundary.
CH Bears
thrown into the wind.
CH Bears 07. I have no answer for your question, but it tickled me. It cracked me up.
Yeah, well, I mean, three punts are, I don't like the deep ball there, but there was again contact, but an underthrown football, and it really was never open.
No.
Yeah.
Great coverage on the punt there. Boomeister's doing quite well into this win. Very experienced punter, but really good coverage on that play, on punt coverage, because they picked that thing up and they were going to give it the return.
Okay, that probably should have been. I'm more in line with that one. Probably should have been defensive pass interference because you're tugging on them right there. Yeah.
You wonder if Arch thought after the last one that they yelled about that they might get that, but these officials, I don't think they've thrown a flag yet.
Yeah, so it might be wise.
Except for the Cade Phillips play, I'm sorry.
Might be wise to not do that anymore,
Yeah, if you're not going to get it, but typically, even a ball's underthrown, if a defensive back runs through the receiver like that, it's going to be called. But so far, nothing in these games. This first quarter brought to you by our friends at Callahan's General Store. Also, remember, when you look in the chat, you'll see the link through to the Backer. Backer is going to be our second quarter sponsor. That Backer gear, the officially licensed UT gear that you're going to want to be wearing into the holiday season and buying for your friends in the holiday season. Check that out at bckr.com, backer.com. But Callahan's General Store bringing you this first quarter. Also a great place for all of your Christmas shopping and holiday shopping that has begun. Today is Black Friday, of course. And they do have great Black Friday and into the weekend specials at Callahan's General Store this weekend in their houseware, in their western wear section, up to 25% off. So get in there and check it out. I keep my yard looking great at Callahan's with all of their yard and garden essentials. This is the time for pre-emergence and winter ryegrass down and all the things to keep the weeds in the spring from popping up. Get it all at Callahan's. 1978 when they opened their doors. They're still family-owned, family-operated, great people. The employees are always there, the same people you'll see every single time, the friendly faces. It's great folks. They're right there between downtown and the airport here in Austin, right there off 183 at Montopolis and online at callahansgeneralstore.com. All right, what we thought might be a shootout, guys, is defensive battle. How much you think we're not there, but how much is the wind and the weather impacting the early struggles in the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, it is in the passing game. Obviously, the refs are really struggling with calling PI on windy footballs and underthrown footballs or whatnot. But look, I think Marcel Reed just looks a little anxious to me. He didn't move up in the pocket and hit the check down. Now he had a drop. Texas had 2 drops, right? So again, both teams have had third down drops that have killed drives instantly. So each has had one a possession. Marcel Reed looks a little. He's going to need to settle down a little bit, I think. If I was A&M, I might lean on the run a little bit more. Really test Texas on the Texas side of it. Look, I mean, Ryan Wingo should have got a flag. Not saying he made the right play. The second ball was underthrown, but you have to get a flag on one of those 2 plays. I mean, they're pretty clear PIs. You got to get a flag though on at least 1 or 2.
Well, this is a point where, we've talked about this when we did the Georgia game with Kirby Smart. This is where Sark's got to be over there working those officials, guys. If Ryan Wingo's got to try to earn his penalty, Sark's got to be in the ear of the officials, making sure they're seeing what we're seeing. That's the head coach's job at this point is to, get some of this into his advantage. I'm not saying he's not, because I'm not there and I'm not looking at it, but that's something I hope he's doing right now, because to your point, Jerry, one of those should have been a flag. Both of them, maybe not, but one of them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If you get 2 plays like that that are very similar, you have to get a flag on one of those 2. And by the way, and they've said it in the chat, and I totally agree. If you're A&M, you keep holding the rest of the night until they throw a flag. Why would you not? And I do think A&M may try to lean a little bit on the downhill run game. Maybe if they're seeing what we're seeing with Marcel Reed, he needs to settle down a little bit. Maybe they help him through the run game, get it to a 3rd and short where they have QB run option and not just he has to get the ball out of his hand.
I want to see the Texas defense adjust to that, though, too, because if they're going to let you be handsy on the perimeter, then go ahead and do it.
Be handsy. Yeah, this is a team without Le'Veon Moss again in this game. Le'Veon is their big back. Ruben Owens, kid from El Campo. And this is a really good offensive line, guys. This is a veteran team. Several of those guys are graduate players, and they've been around a long time.
Oh, boy. Broken tackle. First down, big play. Got to get that guy to the ground. These guys are too initial movement skills explosive. If you don't get them to the ground initially, then these plays become explosives.
Yeah, another bad angle for Manny Muhammad that time.
That was Grayson Littleton, right? Who, he trying to make a play on the ball, but in this game, it may be best to get that guy to the ground.
Yeah, and Casey Concepcion's an explosive player.
Yes.
He's one of those guys out of NC State, another one of those portal additions. He's a big play waiting to happen. But again, that's another bad angle by 5.
Yeah. Reed tried to rip one to Terry Bussey, which I'm not sure that's ever a good idea, but it was an errant throw into enemy territory. So 2nd and 10.
That end zone angle on the Littleton play, that was closer to being picked than I thought.
Yeah, I don't mind Littleton trying to jump in and get a pick, but at the same time, the people behind him have to tackle better and prevent the explosive play.
Ooh. Yep, the scramble will hurt you. This is where it kills you to not have Anthony Hill.
Yeah, best drive by either team so far as the Aggies are at the midfield from the 13-yard line now. Concepcion, the big play, and now the big scramble across midfield by Marcel. It's kind of design run, too. Found the crease, and he's a dynamic player. It's good on Marcel Reed to count the box count as they did, and got a little twist block out there, and he's got plenty of room. He's running back in the backfield.
That looked like a draw all the way to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw the numbers advantage to his right side and got it blocked up.
Ran it again there, not on a QB draw, but Marcel gave it a look down the field, ran it for 6 yards. Texas defense, they're going to have to chase Marcel Reed tonight, whether that's in pass rush or whether that's when he tucks it and runs the football. But he's going to I think they're going to use his legs to put a lot of pressure on the Texas defense.
Yeah, quarterbacks that can, press the line of scrimmage like that and affect it's really tough. It's the 11th man.
People at the game or somebody saying Manny Muhammad's down injured. There you go.
Not ideal.
Buddy Pals dropping Simmons in coverage like that. Light box, no spy. Dropping Colin Simmons in coverage is all you really have to say for me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's just, I don't know what else to say. I said on Coffee and Football this morning, I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb coaching by PK. I just think it's dumb, and I'll stand by it. He could be on this live stream and try to argue it all he wants. It's dumb. The guy's as good a pass rusher as there is in the country. You do not drop him in coverage as much as they have.
No, there was a comparison. It's kind of like the Cowboys were doing with Micah Parsons with Dan Quinn early in his career, and now the Packers never asked him to do that. It's just go get the quarterback.
What are we doing? We have the best pass rusher in college football. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I ripped Manny Diaz when he did it to Alex Okafor. I ripped Todd Orlando when he did it to Joseph Osai, and PK doing it to Colin Simmons makes even less sense.
Yeah. Makes no sense, but a big 2nd and 4 here.
Paralysis by analysis gets a lot of coaches. Oh, wow.
All right, first team into the red zone, or at least the high red zone, is going to be Texas A&M on this drive. It's been their best. Marcel Reed does seem like he has settled down a little bit, and now a nice pass out to Craver. Jelani McDonald's bringing him down. They are going to throw the flag. Is that unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness? Is that what they're going to call that?
Yeah, unnecessary roughness.
Golly, that's a little. It's making a tackle, but either way. Like a football tackle to me, guys. I don't know. He didn't like to put his body weight on him. He just spun him backwards and threw him to the ground. But that is unnecessary roughness in 2025.
Just depends on when the whistle was heard, but I mean, it's
a false start should be.
Obviously, the best drive by either team so far is the Aggies have marched from their own 13-yard line all the way inside Texas's 15.
By the way, some 8491C says whistle had blown. Obviously, I don't have sound up when we're doing this, so
Okay, yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah,
right,
thank
whistle
you.
had blown. Fair enough.
So it's going to be 2nd 15 on the 8.
And remember, guys, Texas has red zone issues, but A&M, their field goal kicking is really bad. They're going to start thinking about 4 downs when they get down here because their kickers are about 50%.
Great pressure by Colin Simmons, but damn, I wish you'd have been in coverage that play. I really would have liked to seen him drop on that play. Why would we bring him off the edge? I don't understand.
Yeah, the BGO on that was great.
Coverage.
He timed that snap count perfectly and jumped the play, really blew up with it was going to be a little swing pass out to Craver with blockers in front of him.
Good pass rush again. Oh, Marcel Reed, guys. Somebody's saying he's hurt, and boy, did his knee give out on it when he planted. Let's see what this injury is. When he planted, he went down.
Oh, yeah, quick. That's a non-contact injury.
Yeah.
He grabbed it immediately.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hate to see that.
Yep. Wow.
Who's their backup quarterback, guys?
I don't know if it's Zeno. I wasn't prepared for that.
Oh my God! Oh wow!
Yeah,
he grabbed it right away too. God, man,
you could just see when it gave out on the cut.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
jeez, man, that's
because obviously if it's severe, that impacts.
Now, let's see though. Watch. Yeah, I mean,
initially it didn't look good.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not.
Just cut hard, and foot got stuck. I mean, is it ankle or is it knee?
Is it ankle or is it Achilles?
Yeah,
oh, that's a knee, something in the knee. Yeah.
Are they doing the knee? They're doing the knee stress test, right?
Left knee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the point where if you're an Aggie fan, which I wouldn't be watching this broadcast, but you got to get that guy ready for a playoff game because this team's going to the playoff regardless.
Yeah.
This team's going to the playoff regardless of this game. So let's hope the best for Marcel Reed. This is a shame.
Oh,
non-contact too.
Ankle turn too. So I mean, he's.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Achilles ankle. It looks so he might have got lucky.
I mean, at the very least, Jerry, that's probably a high ankle.
Mike Elko out there to check on him. Let's hope he can get out under his own power. That would be a good sign. Well, that's good news. Tough kid out of Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, it looks like that doesn't look like a serious injury. I mean, it's going to affect him in this game, but hope the best for him. Be a 3rd and 14 here.
Miles O'Neal was the backup.
That looked.
It didn't look like an ACL or the normal ACL.
Yeah, he wouldn't have run off the field like that ACL.
Well, even on the replays, it looked more like a potential Achilles, but he might have just been an ankle
or an ankle turn or something. And
it
probably might have scared him as much as anything, guys.
Yeah, he didn't really roll his ankle though either. So it's an interest. Could be a calf. I mean, it could be in that calf Achilles, and there's Ruben Owens goes down. He's limps off after that carry. That's right lower leg. So A&M's going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. And they replaced Randy Bond. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've been bouncing kickers back and forth. This kid, Zirkle got the start last week. And this went 2 for 3, missed his first one. Yeah, this has been a real struggle for A&M, these place kicks.
Ooh, blocked.
If Owens hobbled, Le'Veon Moss is out too, by the way, for this game.
I don't know who got a hand on that. It looked like it was coming off
Canoe, maybe. Yeah, great job. And again, I'm telling you, if this game comes down to a kick, Mason Shipley versus Zirkle is not even close.
Ethan Burke. That ball was coming off low anyways.
Yeah, it was a low trajectory kick.
Yeah, it was a low trash kick. So Ethan Burke did a great job knifing through and using those.
Ethan Burke, man, big game Burke. If he has another big game tonight, he's Aggie killer. He helped win it last year. Gets a field goal block, knifed through, and Burke and Canoe got up on that.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they say Marcel Reed's injury actually is.
That's why I mentioned, guys, when he kind of limped off. I mean, they got to be careful.
He's going to try to come back here.
This is not the Aggies' last game. Either they make the SEC championship game or not. I wouldn't risk. I mean, this is me. I don't know if I'd risk putting him back out there, even if he's able to limp back out there and play.
Yeah, he's going to definitely trying to get back in. It didn't look like a normal ankle roll. It could have been. It's not like that was your regular ankle roll. Somebody saying his knee looked hyperextended. I mean, but he was leaning so forward, it didn't look like a normal ACL injury.
Well, it's his reaction to it. He went down so quickly. Yeah, again, might have scared him a little bit. Maybe he heard something.
I mean, he's getting loose over there. So
yeah, he's definitely going to try to come back.
I guess they're going to run back with him. If he got medical checked and nothing structural, and he can go with it. You just don't want to put him back out there with a not strong enough appendage like that, but we'll see. And it's a wet night with a little bit of a slippery field.
Fortunate for Texas, though, that derailed what was a really good A&M drive.
Yeah. The penalty pushed them back, and then a block kick. So still no blood drawn in this game to 0-0 in the end of the first quarter, and incomplete on pass one for Arch.
This is while I'll say we always say, like, when I saw the over under, I was like, how is it that low for this game? Well, here we are 0-0 nearing the end of the first. I didn't think it was going to be that type of football game. Now, whether there's things that are a factor, that was man.
Third and 10, too quick.
Yeah, good pressure on Arch. He did a good job buying some time. If that ball had been up 6 inches, we're talking about a catch. Now, I don't know why Parker Livingston didn't try to get his right hand under the football there on a low throw. He had his right hand on top. I think if he'd had both hands under, that's a catch. It's hard to catch a ball at your calves if you don't have both hands under the football.
Good pass. They're not even trying to run the football right now. They're just trying to attack with their passing game.
Yeah, great pass protection. Arch, we had a bunch of guys running verticals down the field or longer developing routes. Opened it up for Arch on the QB run up the middle against the Pregame A&M defense. So about a 15, 17-yard gainer. 12 officially. So
I like that play. I mean, that's send them deep, and you've seen that you've scouted the defense. You're able to break off an easy run with no contact, get the slide into second base, and the Longhorns have one of their first downs of this game.
Oh boy.
Third first down for Texas so far.
Lucky got 2 yards on that because running backwards against really good teams does not normally work. Got 2 yards on that, and so going to be a second 8. Almost a late hit by A&M. Almost a late hit, halfway spear on that play.
Yeah, he just didn't touch him. He dove on top of him, but kind of rolled past him.
Little misdirection, QB keep there for 3 yards. So it's going to set up 3rd and 5 on the first play of the second quarter unless Texas snaps this football. And if it's me, I'd eat it.
Get the win at your back.
Get the wind at your back. Yeah.
Yep, that'll take it to the end of the first quarter. And brought to you by Callahan's General Store, an Austin legend since 1978.
Dewey said this quarter lasted forever, and it did so with, not a lot of penalties.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of punts, a no score, a block kick. Thank you to Callahan's General Store for our first quarter. Bringing it to you, it's going to be the Backer brand coming up in our second quarter. Check out that QR code there in the right corner. Just flash on it. You can learn all about Backer, the officially licensed gear. Coach Bob Shipley, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, doing good. Well, I had so much for Thanksgiving in Abilene yesterday. Came down to Burnett today to Jordan's house, and I'm actually in his weight room. You can't see that. Behind me, it probably looked kind of like a weight room. And I was reaching over to get something a while ago and broke the plastic chair I'm in. So I am floating on 2 legs. So if you see me go down, it's okay. I hadn't had too much eggnog or anything. I'm leaning on 2 legs right now. Nice.
Well, I'm glad you're
kind of
good
like
to see.
The Longhorns.
Yeah. So far, no offense. Longhorns only 41 yards of offense, 21 through the air, 20 on the ground. A lot of that from Arch Manning, but the defense has given up some yards, but got a blocked field goal. So nothing. What have you seen, Coach?
Well, it's been a defensive battle for sure, and so far they've got a little better push on us than we have on them with 47 yards rushing, 37 yards rushing, I guess, 47 yards passing. But Texas is only able to get 20 yards rushing, 21 yards passing. Seems like it's, somebody's going to break loose pretty soon. I'm hoping it's us. I really thought Anthony Hill would play tonight. I really did.
Yeah, that was a bad piece of news. And now he's not even dressed out, which tells you that there's something up. But as we noticed, there's really nothing on his hand, so that's kind of odd for a broken hand. But Anthony Hill not playing. Hey, Jerry, do we know if he ran out for senior night or did he not do that? Or does anybody know? Or Jerry dropped off. I'm sorry. Jeff, did you see that? Or we don't know what Anthony Hill do. That's just unknown.
With Hill, no, he was not scheduled to. No.
Okay. Yeah, 24 seniors ran out there. What's that? Your experience, Coach? You've been through that with your boys. That's an emotional time to run out there, see your parents, all the tears and moms there, and then you got to go play a football game. That's a challenge for players for sure.
Yeah, well, we did it 3 times. I had 2 boys and we had 3 senior days. Jordan went out in 2008, which was his 5th year. And then that's a year that we got beat by Tech up in Lubbock and wound up winning, was it Holiday Bowl or no. It was the
Fiesta Bowl.
Tempe.
Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State. And then he wound up getting a hardship 6th year. So we had 2 senior days for him. So I kind of felt like we would have. So the first one wasn't that big a deal because I thought, oh, he'll be back, surely. And then sure enough, the very next week they announced they were giving him another year of eligibility, which they should have since he'd only played 3.
All right. Arch's legs are
All right, Jeff, you're ahead of me. I don't know where Coach is, but you're going to have to lead the pack because I'm about a play behind you. You and Jerry are there.
3rd and 5, got an 8-yard scramble up the middle by Arch. So
yeah, first down. That's a great way to come out of the. Arch's going to make them stay honest. I mean, Marcel Reed did it the other way. Both these quarterbacks can affect the line of scrimmage and attack the line of scrimmage, which really makes it tough on a defense. And you got to take advantage of it. Plays like that, 3rd and 8 coming out of the timeout. Pretty clear that was a design. If you don't see the immediate route you want, just take off. And now the Longhorns moving the football out past midfield.
Hey, Coach Sark said this on Monday. I want to get your take on this. He praised Arch's decision-making, and I think a lot of times we think about decision-making as, okay, is he throwing to the open guy? Like, is he throwing to the right window? But his ability to process it and realize, all right, nothing's open, I got to take off, that's part of that decision-making too that I think maybe gets overlooked sometimes.
Yeah, it really is. And knowing what your down and distance situation is, being able to dump the ball off to your tight end right there and get a first down or a big part of the first down, 7 yards on first down was huge. So, yeah, it's definitely something that he's grown into, and I think he understands the circumstances in each and every play.
Yeah, Trey Wisner's on first down, second the best run he's had tonight. Nice block, got a kick out there from the interior, and Trey Wisner getting upfield on another first down.
Tell you what, that was him making a heck of a cut because that defensive lineman got pretty far up the field. So that was a nice job by Trey right there.
Another little bit of an underthrown ball by Arch on that one. All right, that's Longhorns on their best drive right now that started back in their own end after the missed field goal, or the blocked field goal, I should say. They're now moving the football. Both teams having their best drives here of late. The Aggies ended in a missed field goal. Longhorns moving the ball. Now Trey Wisner getting loose again. Nice play and down inside the 20, 25-yard line. Good to see that running game getting going, guys. You got to see Trey Wisner. Sark going right here has been effective for them. He was really impactful last year in this game.
It's a great job by Henry or Shannon right there.
Great job.
Yeah, and a missed tackle on the outside. Nice job by Wisner hurdling him. We're about to see that second down play. Incomplete pass. A little wide for Arch that time. Didn't get his feet under him.
Really good job by Shannon setting the edge, and then Wisner made the corner miss.
All right, Longhorns have moved into field goal range here. They do have the wind with them on this drive on our On Texas Football Watch Along. Trey Wisner getting the run game going a little bit. Now may set up a big third down, 3rd and 6 from the 23, very much in Mason Shipley's field goal range. We'll see if the Longhorns can convert. Incomplete, Jeff?
Yeah.
No, Jeff, don't break my heart, brother.
Sorry, Coach.
Yeah, I see our screen flashed. Our scorekeeper's ahead of the YouTube, so that's going to be 4th and 6. We're going to kick this thing, right, Jeff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 4th and 6. You're not going to
getting those 3 points. Take them. Nice drive. Trey Wisner got the run game going. Ball knocked down. Like an open receiver too, but they got an active front as well. That'll bring Mason Shipley on. The Aggies could not handle their field goal. The Longhorns can. We said going into this game that was a big key. The Aggies really struggle at field goal kicking. Longhorns have a 3-0 lead thanks to their block and Arch Manning moving them into field goal range. Mason Shipley puts it right through, and the Longhorns take the early lead early on second quarter. Now we'll see what the Aggies can do with Marcel Reed. What did you see from that injury with Marcel, Coach? I mean, turned ankle is just such a weird. He went down like it was a real severe injury, then he ran off. Those are scary when something gives out in that leg.
Yeah, it really is. It didn't look good on the sidelines. I mean, it's one thing, running straight forward, but when you have to put all your weight on one leg or the other and cut, it's a whole different thing. So I would be really surprised to see him come back in this game right now. If he does come back, he certainly won't be 100% because I think I don't know if it was Achilles. I think they would already have him in the tent. So I think it may have been a sprained ankle, a high ankle sprain, which really doesn't hurt as much right now as it will in about 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, and again, this isn't. They've got bigger plans here. This is a game that they want to win, and it's important, but it's not a must-win for them. They're going to be in the playoff regardless of how this plays out tonight. You got to protect your quarterback. Let me tell you here in our second quarter, brought to you by Backer Gear, Backer brand. They created this collection of Backer, brand gear, UT branded gear, licensed officially to elevate the standard for Texas fan gear. Better materials, thoughtful features, built to last. Every detail is considered. You can find cheaper Longhorn gear on the market, but you're not going to find anything better than you're going to find with Backer. Every time you purchase a Longhorns piece of gear from Backer, bckr.com, and that website, they commit 10% of the product in support of UT student athletes and NIL. So Backer looked at it and said, we can make it better. They wanted to see a better brand of gear. We're into games like tonight where it's windy and it's cold, a bit of rain. You want a nice piece of gear that still has that burnt orange emblem on it. That's why they created Backer. Fan gear that you can trust year by year. It's going to last a long time. Backer believes in clean design, using the best materials, so you, the loyal fans, can show up whatever the weather and still back your team. It's better gear because you deserve better gear at Backer. These are college football fans who designed this, and it's the Backer Longhorn Collection. Tremendous. Check it out. Holidays are here, Christmas shopping. Put it on your list so you get that from your loved ones. And certainly it's great stuff that you can then get for your family when it comes time for Backer. Look in the chat there. The link to Backer is right there pinned in the message chat. And so check out some of that great gear. bckr.com. That's bckr.com. Check it out. Click through where the chat is. Right there's a link. Click on through, or that QR code in the top quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Backer brand. You won't find better gear on the market. You need some of that gear, Coach, out there at the ranch. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to have some gear like that out there.
Yeah, man. Longhorns get a field goal on the board here in the second quarter, and now what we thought might be a bit of a shootout offensively between Arch Manning and Marcel Reed is a defensive struggle both ways. And Jeff, what did you think of what Coach said? That maybe go with the backup quarterback here in the second quarter until halftime, so you can further evaluate Marcel Reed. What you don't want to do is put him back in on a not steady leg and have something more serious happen with a team that plans on playing possibly deep into January.
This is kind of a sidebar for me, but I hate the fact that A&M wins this game, they go to the SEC championship game. Like the fact that coaches even have to entertain the idea of, hey, for winning a national championship, is it a good thing for us to go to the conference championship game and get our team beat up? And maybe you lose the conference championship game, then you miss out on a top 4 seed. So that part just does not sit well with me. But if there's any shred of doubt, well, I wouldn't put him back out there, but obviously it looks like he's headed back out there. So
Yeah, well, they're going to run with it. It's also,
think
remember, it's a bit of a wet track. There was some moisture in the first quarter. I think it's I'm here in South Austin, and it's not raining here now. If it is, it's very, very light. But, his leg gave way a little bit, but he's going to run out there. And you wonder if it impacts, as you said, Coach, he won't be 100%, or will he trust it if he's got to take off and scramble? Can the Longhorns get some pressure on him as this game is now 3-0 Longhorns as they strike first with the field goal, 12 minutes to go. Both teams had their best drives in their last drives, and Aggies had a field goal blocked. Longhorns converted theirs. There's that big tight end that we talked about in the pregame so much, with their first completion. Marcel Reed looking like he's going to try to win from the pocket here, guys, and not because we don't know much about this backup quarterback. Obviously, it's a pretty significant drop-off, as it would be for most people, most teams.
If Reuben Owens is good to go too, this might be a 15 to 20 carry game for Reuben Owens too.
Yeah, he limped off on the play right after Marcel Reed went out.
Yeah, he's back in there though.
Good for the Aggie side of things. Coach, either of your boys ever get recruited strongly or consider going to A&M when they were coming through?
Oh yeah. Well, Jackson never considered anybody, but Jordan did. Basically out of respect for his roommate, Stephen McGee, who wound up signing with A&M. But, who visited there a couple times. He did not take an official visit there. Thank goodness.
Yeah, Steve McGee was a great player there. Great player.
Yeah,
he was. Heck of a guy. Good player. That's what makes this rivalry so great, man. So many high school teammates then run into each other in this game. It's so glad to be back. And it's going to be a third down here. Reuben Owens gets tackled, and Texas defense playing pretty well, guys.
They're bending. They haven't broken yet.
Yeah.
Big play coming up right here for us, though.
Yeah, just over about 100 yards of offense here going into this third down. See if Colin Klein is finding a little bit of rhythm here, trying to figure out what they want to do. You just got to know they're probably going to be very careful with Marcel Reed or scrambles and design runs and that type of thing, I would imagine. Oh boy, Jalen Gilbo taking a bad angle on that one, Jeff.
As lively as the chat is, the stuff that comes through my phone via text during games is equally entertaining.
Well, that's one where Jalen Gilbo crashes down and he's just got to make a tackle. And just over pursued.
And now we're going to have a pass interference against Malik Muhammad.
Yeah, Malik not having a great first half either. He just reached out and tripped Concepcion, who was getting past him. Probably the right thing to do, but double move, he was beaten.
Yeah.
Manny Muhammad has not been sharp in this game so far.
If he doesn't commit that penalty, Concepcion's probably standing up in the end zone with a touchdown right now. So
yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, he got beat, and
I do wish they'd change that rule. I wish they'd go to the NFL rule where it's a spot foul.
I agree with you on that, but
yeah, I do too.
It's such a benefit to the defense to be able to reach out and take a 15-yard penalty and not give up 7 points. Here's a little design run for Marcel Reed, first one since the injury, and he's going to pick up a first down. And they are now inside Texas 20-yard line.
Not showing any signs of effects from that injury.
Yeah, it's a good drive for them. Then they running it and throwing it. Longhorns are missing taking some bad angles again now. The defense has been stout, but you got to close out. And Manny Muhammad has had a rough first quarter and a half here.
I wonder.
But don't break. Again, I would. This team you force them to kick 4 or 5 field goals, they'll probably miss half of them.
That run by Reed, I wonder if A&M went on a quick count because thinking Texas might have jumped off sides on that because half the Texas defense moved, the other half just kind of stood there.
Good defense. That's the is that the freshman in there, Jeff? 23.
I'm behind a little bit.
Yeah, I got 3rd and 2, 3rd and 7 now. So Texas is going to set up a 3rd down. Well, I'm at 2nd and 9, but this is where they bowed up last time. Marcel Reed suffered the injury, but they pushed Texas A&M back after they got inside the 20 and then blocked a field goal. Another good piece of run fit that time by Trey Moore playing on his senior night, the UTSA transfer. Good tackle on a cutback.
Wow, 3rd and 7. I thought the last play was big. The last third was big. This is bigger than big. It's colossal.
And now it's going to be 3rd.
And Longhorns are about to get some charity from the Aggies, according to our screen here. Second time the Aggies have gotten inside the 20 and then a false start. So the crowd noise having an impact here on the Aggies. You know, they played the LSU game on the road, the Notre Dame game on the road, but not many of these games for them night on the road in the SEC. So the Longhorns are going to be at 3rd and 12, facing it defensively. This one you got to get off the field and at least force them to make a field. Show they can make a field goal. Can't give this up.
Well, you just can't. Yeah, you can't give a 3rd and 12.
And especially when you don't have to worry about the deep ball because you're standing in your own inside your own 10-yard line if you're in the secondary. Yep, little early start by the right tackle.
All right.
It looks like the Longhorns are going to force a field goal here, or at least an attempt. It's an adventure for the Aggies. Even some of the Aggies I was talking to today down at the tailgate, this was their big concern with these field goal kicks. Good tackle that time by Warren Roberson. Catch and needed to rally, but Longhorns get him on the ground. Another injury coming up. That's going to be another lower leg injury that time. Coach, what's that like when you don't trust your kicker? It kind of can change your game plan and your play calling too. You'll go for it on 4th down more often and kind of makes you a little bit more aggressive.
His right ankle got pinned underneath him.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time. We saw Reuben Owens limp off. We've now seen Marcel Reed limp off and limp back in. Let me tell you again about the Backer brand of Longhorn merchandise here in our 2nd quarter. Backer's great. The folks who invented the Backer and brought it onto the market, founded by a group of friends who just love college football. They love talking trash about each other's schools and share disdain for flimsy fan merchandise. That's the key. And they have worked in the outdoor industry for years. Some of them were at Yeti coolers, and they said, you know what, we need better gear like we made coolers. It's one of the world's most beloved brands, but of course, they want legit gear, built to last, built for football fans. They could never understand why officially licensed apparel wasn't held to great standards. You want it to be stuff that lasts season after season after season and, can handle weather games like tonight, sideways rains at the Cotton Bowl, blistering hot temperatures in September, just better gear that lasts through season after season. And now you can stuff your closet and have it ready, proven top-notch gear, whether it's hats and jackets and pullovers and hats on game day, they are there. And Backer just had the simple idea they can make it better, created Backer brand to make fan gear you can trust. Proud to wear, believes in clean design, the best materials, and loyal fans who show up for their teams week after week. The better gear, the better you're going to look and feel, and it'll be season after season. It's we all deserve better gear with Backer fan gear that is worthy of your fan devotion. bckr.com. That's bckr.com. Find that link in the chat there. Also click on the that key code, that QR code right there in the top right corner with the Backer logo. And you can click right through, see all that gear they have, get some for the holiday season. And remember, any purchase you make with one of their pullovers or jackets, you're going to get a free hat. So you'll get something for yourself and get a hat to give to a friend for the holidays or a family member or vice versa. Get something for the family member, you get a free cap and a free hat from our friends at Backer Brand, bckr.com, bringing you the 2nd quarter. All right, we'll come back from the injury timeout, guys, and they're going to have to try another field goal, I'm assuming, from the 13-yard line.
Ryan Matthews 8648 asks, is Cade Phillips injured? So from CJ's in the press box, CJ Vogelis said Cade is on the sideline, no helmet and limping. So
oh boy,
not ideal.
Yeah, we thought we'd see a lot of number 11 tonight. He did have that penalty blocking on the back on the punt return. And then I don't know where that injury occurred, but we've seen a lot of Manny Muhammad. They've attacked Manny Muhammad tonight a little bit. His penalty on this drive gave them 15 free yards, and also had the Jalen Gilbo taking a bad angle. Secondary's got to step up here. But so far the defense has allowed 0 points, 136 total yards, but opportunity here to try to only allow a field goal. Yeah, another lower leg injury that time. Good tackle by Rowan Roberson, by the way.
No holding penalty. Woohoo!
Yeah. Here's Jared Zirkle for another field goal. The last one was blocked by the Aggie killer himself, Ethan Burke, on his senior night. All right, this one is true, and it's going to be 3-3. Both teams with field goals. Longhorns last 6:41 here. They'll have the ball and a chance to add to that, but a tie game so far. Surprised, Coach, by the low score?
Really am. I expect it to be a 50-point game, give or take 5. So, yeah, very surprised.
Jeff, what did you see in that offensive drive the last time Texas had the ball? They did get Trey Wisner going a little bit. Wisner, not 5 carries, 29 yards. He had that 13-yard run to the outside. I think maybe they found something to the right side behind Brandon Baker Company, who went heavy that time. Maybe work that, because I don't think you're going to win this game tonight just relying completely on the passing game and Arch Manning, especially with the weather conditions.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're mixing it up. I mean, they're not trying to play A&M in a phone booth. I like the fact that they're mixing it up with the run game a little bit. Sometimes there are some situations where they pull guards a little too much for my liking, but it's kind of using some of your trap plays, your counters. It's using A&M's aggressiveness against them. So I dig that. But yeah, they gotta get creative in the way they run the ball. Like they're not just gonna suddenly line up in 12 personnel and just smash people in the mouth. So I do like the fact Sark's getting a little creative with it. And plus, I mean, to be honest, the best thing you got going for you right now, other than those runs with Wisner, is Arch's legs are what's saving your bacon right now. So.
Woo! For sure.
A little pooch kick that time that was fielded by one of the walk-on Landor's out there, and he fielded the punt and got upfield. This is his senior night too. He and Michael Taft, the only 2 Longhorns who were here before Sark got here, and they'll play their last game tonight, which is pretty awesome to see him get the ball in his hands and make a play. His teammates were pretty happy for him.
Yeah, those guys were there when I was there. So great to see them do good things.
For sure. Extra emotion for those guys tonight. Oh, boy. Ryan Wingo off his hands. That's a very scary play there on first down.
Thought that could have been a backwards pass.
Yeah, he was trying to turn upfield. Arch threw it a little bit behind him, and he was trying to get that running start that they like so much on that. That's going to make it 2nd and 10.
Got a little bit of it back.
Yeah, CJ Baxter going right again. I think they're seeing something there. Longhorns face a 3rd down here.
They're running away from Cassius Howell's side of the field, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I think so. When you get behind Brandon Baker a little bit, feel better about their matchup there.
So A&M's going to accept the penalty.
Yeah, that was completed pass for a first down to Jack Endries, but there's going to be a holding call, and that's going to back Texas back up 3rd and 16 in a 3-3 ball game here in our second quarter. Yeah, good pass rush that time on 3rd and 6. They pinned their ears back.
Yeah.
Good throw by Arch, though.
Connor Robertson.
Yeah, good throw that by Arch. A little bit on the run that time. Found Jack Endries, but that's a first down wiped off by a penalty.
Yeah, actually a good call.
Yeah, good call. He wrestled him to the ground. little Greco-Roman style. Now you be careful here with about 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Want to force anything. Longhorns, go have a turnover-free kind of ball game. You can keep yourself in this all the way to the end. All right, so Longhorns will punt here in the 3-3 game. Rough series that time. Scary with the little swing pass out to right wingo that bounced up in the air, convert a first down, but have a penalty. And Longhorns coming off their drive where they've moved the ball down inside the 20-yard line, kicked a field goal. This time not as much as the Aggies got after them that time, got them into a 3rd and long, and got off the field. Longhorn punting game, though, has been strong. Jack Boomeister has boomed a couple that have pinned the Aggies back so far. It's been part of this game, making them go the long field so far. This one not as good a punt, but good cover. Ooh, Concepcion slipped out of it. Look out. Well, there's the big punt return. Longhorns had a couple of chances. KC Concepcion, like Ryan Niblett, one of the best punt returners in the game. He got loose, evaded the gunner, and then the second tackler, and then, I don't know who it was that grabbed his under jersey
and Burke
slowed him down, or he might have gone to the house.
Ethan Burke.
Yeah, that was close to a six house call that time. Yeah, Ethan Burke got a hold of it and would not let it go, and that pulled him backwards. If not for that, that might have been in the end zone. Yeah,
Ethan Burke's been your first half MVP.
Agreed. Blocked a field goal, made that play in the open field. But now, for the first time, the Aggies have a short field playing downhill a little bit here from the 42-yard line after the punt return. But not as good a punt that time by Boomeister, and the coverage got down there and then couldn't bring Concepcion to the ground.
Now you got to tighten up.
Yeah, for sure. They're starting almost in the red zone. Where they're going to say that Reuben Owens was down on the initial thing, put his knee on the ground. That's another rule I'd like to see them change, but that would have been a good tackle. That was big because Reuben Owens is getting ahead of steam right there. Yeah, knee goes down, elbow goes down. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Good defense by Texas. Perimeter. It's going to force a 3rd and 8 from the 40-yard line. Maybe 2-down territory if you're the Aggies, thinking about it the way this game has gone. I think 2 plays.
Yeah, it was a really good open field tackle right there.
Yeah, Longhorns are playing pretty stout on defense. They've had a couple blown assignments, but all in all, against this offense, one of the more dynamic and explosive in college football, they've acquitted themselves well, and they are going to force a 4th down. We'll see what Mike Elko comes up with here.
If I'm Elko, I go for this.
Yeah, I'm thinking. You're kind of in that dead no man's zone. You can't kick a field goal, or you're in good pressure by Colin Simmons that time, and they got a hold of that ankle again. The Younger foul with the tackle. 4th and 5 from the 37 after the long punt return by Concepcion. Longhorn defense played a heck of a series there.
At the very least, I try to draw them off. I mean, you got all 3 of your timeouts, so
this would be a huge moment here for the Longhorn defense if they can get a stop, get off the field.
Didn't need to try to draw them off. Just went ahead and got it.
Yeah, I'm a play behind you guys, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be Mario Craver, this little slant route. Good call. Good safe play on 4th and 5. All right, so 1st and 10. Longhorns making it tough on the Aggies, but they convert. Down to the 30-yard line. You say you're in the weight room there, Coach? You've been
baby.
Ethan Burke, first half MVP so far.
Made it look easy, didn't he?
Yeah, he's making some plays, man.
No doubt.
Blocked field goal, had almost a sack on that first series, but it went for a 2-yard gain. Saved the touchdown on that punt return, and now it's going to be 2nd and 10. There's going to be a timeout here, 2-minute warning time. Remember, the Aggies do get the ball out of half, too, because they did win the toss deferred to Texas. So this is one of those 2-for-1s we talk about. I'm sure Mike Elko's thinking about trying to use this clock. You wonder if Sark will try to use some timeouts to save some time for his side with the wind here at the end of the second quarter. Brought to you by Backer Brands. It's just better gear. Fans deserve better gear. It's officially licensed Longhorn gear. Remember, every piece of Backer gear you buy now for the holidays or whenever, 10% of that purchase goes to Longhorn athletes in the NIL service. So check that out. Make sure you do that QR code right there with your phone. Make it easy, or find the link right there in the chat. Just learn all about Backer. You're going to love that gear, and they're bringing more online. They've got a selection now of pullovers, even that white pullover now that Sark's wearing tonight. You're going to love that. Check out the zip-up jackets, the pullovers, the hat. Great gear, made better, best materials, better materials. It's going to last you season after season. You'll want it. I mean, I promise you. That gear, once you put it on, you'll feel it yourself. It's bckr.com. It's backer.com. Better gear because you deserve better gear at backer.com, bringing you the second quarter and now our 2-minute warning. Longhorns, guys, still under 100 yards of total offense here at 85. Aggies at 148. Feels like this is a big moment in this game, right? Inside the 2-minute warning. Even if you force a field goal here, you feel pretty good about that. Maybe try to save some time. What are you thinking about using timeouts here, Coach? Inside 2 minutes.
Yeah, I would for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All the way down.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless they just, chew up yardage, big yardage plays.
Yeah. I would like to, Jeff, you want some time left for Sark to have before the half here? Because you want they get the ball coming out of half.
Yeah. Especially see what happens right here. I mean, if they run the ball and they're looking at 3rd and 7 or less, I'd probably bang a timeout right there. The downside is, man, you just got no rhythm in the pass game right now. If you're Texas, like it's, protection's been okay. When there's been times where Arch hadn't thrown an on-target pass, there's been times where he's thrown it on target, the guy hadn't made a play. And then, again, with this team, it's just kind of what they've done this year. You get that 3rd down, past the injuries where Arch is fighting off pressure, gets it to injuries, you convert, and then it gets called back on a hold. So just one thing
I will say, this game, and one of the things I talked about a lot this week leading into this game was, the Oklahoma game. The last time Texas played, with the top 10, top 5 kind of team in Oklahoma. This game reminds you of that. Longhorns a little sputtery offensively, but the defense has played well. Remember that game right before the half, they forced a turnover, that terrible decision by John Mateer. Obviously, a turnover would be ideal here for the Longhorns, and then they dominated the second half. So we'll see. This is that low-scoring, rivalry kind of game you get when 2 rivals meet a lot of times. But big second down here coming out of that 2-minute warning. Good play that time. It's be 3rd and 1. These Aggie receivers are slippery, man. You feel like you got them for a shorter gain, and they spin out of it. Craver, the Mississippi State transfer, and Concepcion, who had the long punt return here, but big 3rd down. And the Longhorns will not use the timeout here. They're going to let the clock run. I think you're right, Jeff. If they held that a little better, they probably would have used one, but instead that's a 3rd and 1, so they're probably going to hold on to it. But again, you can't take those to the locker room. I mean, you'll take them, and
now you're really up against it.
Yeah, down inside the 10-yard line. Nice throw and catch. It's Concepcion who had the punt return that set up this drive. And now you wonder, because Not sure why Sark wouldn't use the timeouts. You've got them. Save yourself some time here.
It's a really nice play design right there.
Yeah, this becomes a challenge. You give up a touchdown here. Aggies get the ball coming out of the half. This game could separate without you having a chance to have the ball.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest fear for Texas at this point. You know, we had that opportunity last week. I think we got a field goal before half, then a touchdown after the half to kind of put some distance between us and Arkansas, which is, I'm sure, what A&M's wanting to do right now.
Agreed. Yeah, that's exactly. Sark even cited that. We talked about it in the in game, but yeah, that game was going back and forth like a tennis match, and Texas was able to score that field goal before the half, bring the ball out, and what was a 1-point lead at the half right before the half became a 4-point lead, and then it became a 11-point lead after that. That's not what you want in this game if you're Texas. Your defense has to blow up, force a field goal, and I would advise Sark to start using some timeouts here. Max Wright flipping mid-game. What is that, Jeff?
Yeah, Max Wright, the offensive tackle from Melissa, just flipped his verbal commitment from Texas to SMU. So that sucks. That is one where you may hear it elsewhere. No, Texas wanted to keep him in the class. So that one hurts.
Is that another NIL situation?
Yeah, I mean, SMU had been pushing really, really hard the last few weeks. So,
that on top of the Vodney Cleveland defensive tackle decision that may be coming with Jerry told you about, and maybe a North Carolina flip coming on that. What's your read on that, Jeff? Why the momentum is going the wrong direction here a week out to signing day? Just final NIL offers kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're Texas, you and I'm not saying these guys aren't good players or anything, but I mean, you've only got so many NIL dollars to go around. If somebody's going to go above and beyond, it's no different than with portal guys. At some point, it's just, hey, you did probably the best you could, and you tip your hat to that guy, wish him luck. And I mean, there's not really much else you could do. But Texas still, they're still recruiting. Briston Martinez, the LSU commit. We'll see. The interesting thing for Texas in recruiting right now is what happens with the LSU situation, because if Lane Kiffin ends up staying at Ole Miss and LSU goes into the week leading up to signing day without a coach, that situation gets murkier, and you're still recruiting those two kids. So we'll see what happens there. And, if Vodney Cleveland does end up flipping, that's an offensive tackle and a defensive tackle, or offensive lineman and a defensive lineman that you're recruiting that are committed to LSU right now. So.
Well, let's also remember that Texas, their majority of their roster is young, and so they've got to consider what they're going to do to re-recruit and reinvest in their current roster, and that's part of the new era of college athletics, of what you got roster, salary limits and caps and those kind of things. As this is coming to it. Of course, National Signing Day, the open window starts next Wednesday. Head into championship Saturday, which seems like a weird time of the calendar, but that's when it opens for the high school players who want to be here in January. And really 80, 85, 90% of players now coming out of high school do commit in that early window. And the Longhorns are lost one tonight, but big defensive stand here for Texas. They need to force a field goal here. All right, Reuben Owens kind of tripped, and it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line, I believe. See where they mark him down. And Texas does take a timeout. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I mean, even if you can leave yourself a minute to try to get yourself a field goal before the half, at least get your offense back on the field before you have to come out and play defense to start the second half. Just because as you said, Jeff, you'd love to see them find a little bit of rhythm in this passing game.
Yeah, Hart. I mean, you look at the box score and it's not good. I mean, Arch is 5 of 17. Not all of that's on him. Some of it is. It's just you've had zero rhythm throwing the football.
Yeah, Marcel Reed's gotten a little bit going since that injury. He's 10 for 15 now for 94 yards. They've done their damage on the ground. They've got 170 total yards. Texas with 85 so far. Texas really with just one offensive drive of any substance. And
there it is.
Yeah, that's big. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on our screen, then you'll get to watch it. But A&M was trying to get the first touchdown on the board. It looks like they have. And Casey Concepcion, probably rightful. He was the one that started with the long punt return that got it inside the 45-yard line. But a little handoff, good block. And looked like Brad Spence grabbed something after he got blocked that time. That's kind of an Anthony Hill kind of play. He's not in this game. And the Concepcion touchdown, it's going to be 10-3 Aggies headed to halftime. But the Longhorns still do have 56 seconds to try to answer or get something with the win before the halftime comes.
That was a hellacious block by Reuben Owens on Brad Spence.
Very physical, player. So Brad Spence is okay because I saw him go down and start to grab something. That would not be good. Nice play call, too, by Colin Klein that time. Looks like it there. Yeah, it's a touchdown. It broke the plane before the knee got down or the shin.
Yep.
Good on Sark, though, for using 2 timeouts to keep himself 56 seconds and see if they can get something here. 10-6 for the half would be better than 10-3, especially with the Aggies getting the ball coming out of the half.
Well, now the challenge is, can you figure something out throwing the football?
Yep, because what you don't want to do is give them the ball back. So you got to be careful here for Texas. Got to execute. I mean, even that extra point was rough by Zirkle. Went through, but yeah, you're right, Jeff. That's just a great block by Reuben Owens. I mean, that's your lead blocker on a linebacker. Got up under his chin and cleared the way.
Yeah, not a great angle by Michael Tapp either.
Nope, undercut it. And let's also remember Brad Spence was a linebacker at Arkansas, but he really hasn't been playing linebacker since he got to Texas. They moved him to pass rusher. He's playing that position again as a stand-up player, in the absence of Anthony Hill and Ty Anthony Smith, who's out for this first half. Remember, Ty Anthony will come back in the second half. So Longhorns will have about 52 seconds here, it looks like, to work on something. I mean, you got to play the odds here. Aggies have 3 timeouts as well, so you have to find some completions here. And certainly can't take any negative plays or turnovers, but another short punt into the wind and good coverage by the Aggies. They're playing the odds there with the wind that they're dealing with.
As long as you don't turn it over here, it's whatever.
Yeah, you'd love to give Mason Shipley a chance at a long field goal, but that's going to take some completions. Right now, as you said, Arch Manning.
Man, we can only see so much watching it on TV. That Texas sideline just looks like it's got no juice, man. There's just looks like there's no oomph on that side of the field. Am I off? Am I off on that, Coach?
No, I don't see it either. I saw it at the first of the game. I don't see it now.
Yeah, you got to refine it. There's a nice completion out to Trey Wisner. That's a good play, good safe play. Get out of bounds, save. You only have 1 timeout, so you got to be careful there.
Like your body language makes it look like you're down 20, like you're only down a score.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to get something going here. Somebody says wind basically non-existent right now. That's good to know. We're certainly blowing. There's Arch Manning. He's been your leading rusher here in this first half, if my math is right. That's a good play, good heady play. They're dropping coverage. Your quarterback can affect that, and it's safe when he slides down.
$69 net yards in the half is about as effective as this run game's been. Shoot, against a quality opponent. I mean, definitely since Vanderbilt, but.
Yeah, agreed. You're out to midfield now. You got 33 seconds. Obviously, inside 2 minutes at every first down, the clock will stop before it's reset. So now it's about clock management. Somebody said there's basically no wind, but they just showed a shot of the flag, and the flag was blowing. We were down on campus for 3.5 hours before the pregame or during the pregame, and it would get really gusty. Then it would simmer down a little bit. Then it get really gusty again and simmer back down. There was always a nice breeze, but yeah, it would get gusty. So I'm assuming the same is holding true here into the night. So it's really going to depend on what's happening when they get to the field goal range. But it will be with Texas, I believe, if they do get a chance to kick a field goal here. And that would be big for momentum to get into field goal range, to try to get 3 more points on the board here.
You're close. You got to be careful here because you got no timeouts. So
nice play by Arch. Gets Trey Wisner cross into the field goal territory, and now clock will stop. You can spike this ball. It's out of timeout. It's probably the best course.
Man, I like to see him at least get it inside the 30 if possible. But
Yeah.
Beggars.
Well, at least now with 23 seconds, you can manage this thing. I mean, you could even try to pop a running play here and get up and spike it.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be smart here. No negative plays. Obviously, you don't want to see anything on the ground.
You remember the Cowboys tried that in a wild card game against the Niners a couple years ago. The Dak Prescott the scramble and then the slide, and they try to get up and clock it, and they ran out of time. You can do that, but it's
good play by Arch Manning. He was about to get sacked, and he actually saw Trey Wisner, as an eligible receiver, avoided the intentional grounding because Wisner was there, and he was kind of in the grasp, but still able to find a receiver. So now it's 3rd and 10. You got one more shot and then a spike, and then you're going to have to go for a field goal here inside 20 seconds to go. Have moved the ball. They're up over 120 yards of offense now. But now after that spike, hopefully everybody's being clear. After that spike, you're already to 3rd down. Bunch formation left here.
I got no volume. Are they just saying there wasn't intentional grounding?
Oh, man, and the sack comes clean.
God.
Wow, that's a bad time for a blown – that's the Iowa State transfer who's been really good for them this year. Yeah, that's the wrong time to blow an assignment on the interior, waiting on a receiver to clear. Yeah, Cole Hudson just got beat that time, guys.
I think he's down. I don't think he got it out before looked like his butt cheek hit before he got it out. Yeah,
I think that's what they've called it. It's 4th and 18, so now you're really Hail Mary, and that's it. That's unfortunate. Sark Arch waited maybe a little too long, but you got to get better protection than that. Can't take a sack, but your offensive line's got to hold up longer. They're just trying to get a quick play, get it spiked. Good coverage by the Aggies, but that's just bad defense. That's bad offensive line play right there. Just a little spin move, and it wasn't even that hard of a play, it didn't feel like. But either way, Cole Hudson did not stay in front of his man.
One thing you can't do as an offensive lineman is get beat to the inside.
No,
because there's no way the quarterback can move up in the pocket when you get beat inside if you're a guard or you're a tackle.
And good play by the Iowa State transfer that time. He, got leverage, felt it, and did the spin move, and right into Arch, who thought he was about to be able to step into a throw and, try to make a completed pass. And now it's Hail Mary or punt time for Texas. That's poor execution, but also, one thing you can't do in that moment once you're inside that, field goal zone, can't go backwards, and the Longhorns just did, and that will loom big. Chance to get to a second field goal potentially off the board now. Would you even try a Hail Mary on that? I'm not sure why not.
Well, because A&M used their timeout with 12 seconds. So, do you want to give them a shot to?
Yeah, you're right.
You're a strip sack or something. It's just.
Yeah, better part of be safe about it for sure. All right, well, disappointing. Longhorns had a nice drive going, got it down inside the 40-yard line, a chance for a field goal. tried to get one more completion and obviously did what you can't do, and that's go backwards and punt. So now the Aggies will take a 10-3 lead to the half and come out with the ball. Pretty key, guys, that Texas defense gets a stop to start the second half, because that's the separation that changed the Aggie game or the Arkansas game for Texas just 1 week ago, and they will take a knee. That'll wrap up the second quarter. Brought to you by Backer Brands, that officially licensed Longhorn gear that's just better than you're going to find anywhere else in the marketplace. I promise you. BCKR.com. Coach, your thoughts as we go to the half here?
Yeah, we're going to have to get something going offensively. They doubled us up for a while. We've got to get the running game going. We've got to get Arch back in sync. We've got to get in some protection. We can't give up the inside on our pass protection, obviously. But overall, our defense has played pretty decent. I mean, they've given up a little bit more, I think, in the pass yards than we wanted to. But overall, our defense has us in this game at 10-3 at halftime.
I'll back you up on that, Coach, because even the one drive where they got the touchdown, your special teams put them on a short field, and they still had to convert a fourth down to keep that drive going. So. Boy, that halftime graphic doesn't give me the warm fuzzies.
What's that?
The A&M's 15-0 under Mike Elko when leading at halftime. Texas under Sark when trailing at halftime 4-11.
Yeah, that's not one you like. It is a rivalry game, but 8 for 21, 51 yards for Arch. I mean, I think weather a factor in this game for the passing games, and obviously both teams like to throw the football. Did you see some of that, Coach, that maybe the wind is affecting some of the accuracy from both quarterbacks? Neither had huge numbers in the first half.
Yeah, I think it certainly does play an influence in the game, but the second half, you got to put that out of your mind. When you got to make a play against the wind, with the wind, whatever, you got to make a play, and so both teams have been, kind of feeling each other out the first half. I look for a little more scoring in the second half.
Yeah, and if you're the Longhorns, you need to, come up with something. Pete Kwiatkowski's team has done a nice job. If you told most Longhorn fans they're going to have, Aggies will have 10 points at the half, you take that. Longhorns only 3, though, and then, shot themselves in the foot with a chance there before they have to get another field goal. But they got to have something. They can't give up points here, Coach, coming out of the half defensively. They really got to bow up and, get a stop, however that is, because, a 13-3, 17-3 would be a really bad scenario for the Longhorns the way their offense is playing right now. And their line is blocking that pass rush. Yeah,
there's no doubt. This opening drive for A&M and offense and our defense is going to be huge, dictating the outcome of this game. I think this drive will tell you whether this Texas team is ready to upset number 3 team in the country or not. Because if we cannot make a stop and we go out and pee down our leg on offense, then it's going to be really hard for us to come back against this A&M team.
It doesn't, to me, Coach, it doesn't feel as insurmountable as the Georgia game. But if you give up points here, especially a touchdown, but if you just give up points on this drive, I got a feeling it's going to be abandon the run, hunt deep shots, and that's not a recipe for this team winning football games.
No, it's not.
Coach, you weren't with us in the first quarter, but man, the Longhorns have, for a lot of fans, have a very big F word during this season. Frustrating, right? You could put another F word on it too if you want to, but frustrating. In that first couple drives, kind of like the Georgia game, you had a couple drops by DeAndre Moore on good throws by Arch. You also had plays there in that first half that were just there was a holding call on a play that Arch Manning delivers a nice pass on a third down. So you had some chances to get some rhythm going. But again, just the execution of this offense has been, underperforming and really sputtery all year long. And even in week 12, you're still making critical mistakes in key moments of drives. And I don't care if it's the fourth quarter or the first quarter, they're key moments in a rivalry game.
Yeah, they really are. And I don't see the penalty stat. It can't be good for us.
Yeah, 230.
Yeah,
4 for 48. And blocking the back was big. Holding call, that those were it's not the worst, but it's on pace for 8 and for 100 yards.
Yeah, it's huge, especially when it comes at times when, we have a big play and it's called back. That's a double momentum killer. That really takes the wind out of your sails. We're just going to have to come back the second half, and Sark's going to have to open up the playbook. We're going to have some success offensively. If we can make a stop this first drive of the second half, then offense gets something going. I would love for Texas to go on a run here, but we can't do that if we're not disciplined enough to, keep the penalties down to a minimum.
Coach, what'd you think on, you have 2 boys that were wide receivers, those 2 calls that didn't get called on Ryan Wingo in the first quarter on those first couple drives that could have been, both could have been pass interference calls. Did you see anything on those?
Yeah, I thought one could have been, the other one, not so much, but yeah, I'm always looking for a flag on a defensive pass interference.
Yeah, always looking for one. All right, so Texas down 10-3. Thank you to Backer Brands for the second quarter. Our halftime will be brought to you by Backer and our friends at Progress Coffee and Beer Bar in Buda, Texas. We're normally there, but they were going to have a huge crowd tonight, and it's going to be a little bit too loud, I think, for us on a Friday night during Black Friday. So we rolled into here, doing it from the home studio today, but want you to get out and check it out. If you live in South Austin, into Buda, Kyle, Progress Coffee and Beer Bar, great spot. It's east of 35, just across from Cabela's, directly across essentially from Cabela's and that water tower. You'll find Progress Cafe back there on FM 2001. Great spot for coffee in the mornings, full service coffee bar. Great spot for, see a lot of people in there doing their work and, open up their laptop, getting work done. Then in the afternoon and the evening, really becomes a very cool night spot with great full bar, patios and beer gardens. Just a cool spot in Buda, Texas called Progress Coffee and Beer. Also Backer Brand. Says Coach Sipley, unlike Texas, the A&M corners are playing press coverage. Why can't Coach Sark see the laterals and wide screens to the wide receivers are being blown up so quickly by a good Aggie secondary? Great question, Coach. Thank David. Appreciate that.
Yeah, David Keith Williams, thank you for that question. And that is a good question. And I think maybe what you can look for in this potentially is to be able to pump a pass out there and then just do a kind of stutter and go by wide receiver that's blocking. That's typically what you do against man coverage like that. When they're playing off, the screen's good. When they're playing on, run it once or twice and then come back and pump it and throw the go down the sideline and just just throw the dice a little bit.
Yeah, they played good in the secondary, and the officials are letting them play, which is something Texas needs to take a note. But again, that's the frustrating part for the Longhorns. They had one good drive, but on that drive, really didn't have penalties, drop balls, those type of plays, and that's where they're able to score. They need to be get out of being their own worst enemy. And for the Aggie side of it, Jeff, that touchdown right before the half to convert that to get to Concepcion in the end zone after the long punt return, that's got some momentum in their locker room. To get a touchdown on the board, and now knowing they're getting the ball coming out of the half, I'm assuming Colin Klein will dial something up here in this early second, third quarter, because they understand how big it is to if they could put a 2-score lead on the board.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's just one of those deals in a game like this where it's a field position game. Both offenses have had their issues. Man, you got to get 7 right there, and to their credit, they did. I'm just look. There's no guarantee Mason Shipley would have made a field goal. I'm just really disappointed the way that drive ended, because you started, you were moving the ball, you got something started, and then it just ended disastrously.
Yeah, so. Agreed. I mean, everything else was done right. I mean, the quick little screen pass or the swing pass down to Wisner was a nice play. Arch with his legs, then a completion, and you're where you need to be. Wisner had another catch. I mean, all those things were, executed well. And again, that's the frustrating part, Coach, that the Longhorns will do 3 or 4, executed plays, and then there'll be a mistake and a blown blocking assignment or a drop pass or a penalty, and that's been all year long for this team. That's what they are at this point. But understandably, fans are frustrated.
Yeah, no doubt. We're all frustrated, and we all think, okay, this is going to be the drive, this is going to be the half, this is going to be the game, this is going to be whatever. It's going to change our season around, and we keep coming up disappointed. But if we could somehow crawl back and get a win tonight in Austin, I think it would be a great way to end our regular season. But, you know, again, this next drive is going to be monumental in determining whether we have a chance to win this game, in my opinion. If they score, it doesn't mean we can't. But our offense is going to have to find its rhythm really quick.
Jeff, what did you see from Arch Manning? I mean, 8 for 21. We know there were a couple drops in there. There were a couple misses, and wind and weather may be a factor, but not his best half coming off that great half last week.
He's played okay. He's not recused from blame when you go 8 for 21. I mean, the numbers are what they are. I was his legs have been one of the best things about the offense so far. So he's done that. There's been times where, again, it's just been erratic in the pass game. You just haven't been able to find a rhythm. I mean, there's been times where he's put the ball in an area where a guy can make a play. They haven't. There's times where he's been under pressure. There's times where he hadn't made the throw. You mentioned the first down to injuries that got called back for a hold. It's just kind of one thing after another with the pass game. Man, just kind of feeling the first half out though. Trey Wisner averaging almost 6 yards a carry. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but man, you may want to try to see what you could do running the football. I'm not saying you got to line up in 12 personnel and beat them in a phone booth, because that's not what this team is, but you may start to, it may be against everything Sark believes in right now or that he wants to be, but you may try to run the football.
Yeah, I'm agreed with you. I mean, there's, the more you can, again, it goes back to what Coach just said. Can you get off the field on this first drive? You can't let them go down and score back-to-back possessions. If you can, then if you're Sark, you're working on some things that maybe you weren't sure you'd be good at. But man, you can work on the right side run game again. Get Arch Manning's legs more involved and see if you can find some rhythm in your passing game. Arch is 8 for 21. When we start trying to play 7-on-7, we'll get run out of our own building. That just sucks. Well, I think that's true. I mean, you got to be better. But like I say, that if you can get a stop, hello, Jerry Hamilton. If you can get a stop on this first drive coming out of half, can you execute? Because look, you're one drive from being tied in this ball game, and that's kind of where you want to be in a rivalry game like this. Stay within one score. What you don't want to do is fall behind 2 scores and or more. That becomes a real problem against this very good A&M team.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all hit on it, but those play calls at the end of the first half after you cross the 50 were mind-numbing events sitting on the couch.
Yeah, it wasn't good, Jerry.
Why are you hunting at that point in time? It makes sense to me. That's putting the offensive line in a position to fail. That's putting Arch in a position to fail. Then he starts holding the ball against a team that can really rush the passer. When you chipped your way down the field to almost get in field goal range in a 10-3 game, knowing A&M is going to get the ball to start the second half, why'd you start hunting at that point? Make it make sense. You can't.
No, you articulated it better than I did, Jerry. I was saying, there's no guarantee Mason Shipley would have made a field goal, if you would have gotten it in range. But I just, man, you mentioned this earlier in the game when we were on in the first quarter, and to me, it just it reinforces it for me the more I watch. And it's not just a Sark thing. I think this is for coaches, period. When the chips are down, like when you kind of get into panic mode, you revert to who you are.
Yeah, 100%.
And for Sark, it's hunting deep shots, and that's what he's going to do. But there was no reason to do it right there. No. You were able to. I mean, we talked about it, Jerry. You even had enough time. It would have been dicey, but you could have, once you got the first down, we were at the minus 47, I think. Man, you could have dialed up a run and then got the spike.
Yeah.
And then, maybe that's a 6-yard run. Now you're on the plus side. So I don't know, man. It's just, it was frustrating to watch them finally put something together, and then it came undone. But it's kind of been what the offense has been the whole first half. It was kind of a microcosm of the first half.
A&M started to get a little bit of a run game going. Second quarter, midway through second quarter. Be interested to see what A&M does offensively coming out of the half here. What do they try to do? They got in the bunch formation there on hit on that third down slant, I think it was. So they're gaining a little bit more Reed's much more comfortable. Obviously, the first couple of drives were shaky for him, much more comfortable now. They seem to be finding a little bit of a groove. So it'll be interesting to see how Colin Klein calls this first series coming out of the half, because obviously you want to mount a drive against Texas and you want to continue to wear down the Texas defense. You don't want to be overly aggressive and think you got to go score 7 and try to get it done. But you would, if A&M puts up a touchdown here, then can Texas score 20 right now? I thought it'd be a much higher scoring game. The wind is a factor, but be interested to see how Colin Klein calls this first drive.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Colin Klein, I would just keep doing what you're doing. I mean,
yeah,
your intermediate pass game and your run game are winning the game for you right now. So, Chris said, I know it probably doesn't matter, but why doesn't Texas put PK in the booth? Jerry, that's just one of those things. Some coaches are booth guys, some coaches are sideline guys. I mean, it's just whatever you've got to feel for.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I don't know. It's Texas moved Milwee up to the booth to kind of give Sark a set of eyes. Defensively, the Texas staff, Gideon was in the booth last year. Obviously, Gideon's now the DC at Georgia Tech. So I don't know. Would it help things? I don't know. I mean, your scheme is your scheme, I think, on as far as PK, and he's so accustomed to calling the game down on the field like that. But you know what? Sark did put Milwee back in the box. Starting Mississippi State game.
Fair or not, Jerry, if Texas loses this game, hypothetically, because I'm only mentioning this because I'm about to hop off as soon as Aaron gets back and Rod jumps on. But man, if Texas loses this game, the narrative, Sark's record will be 1-8 against top 5 teams at that point. Man, the narrative is going to be what it's going to be, and there's not a whole lot that you can use to buck back against that. It's just it just amplifies really how big the next 6 to 8 weeks are.
Yeah,
for the short-term future of this program.
Yeah, I mean, look, and the thing about it is 112 yards, 3 points again, and the play calls at the end of the half after he crossed the 50. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, well, you're making some of this make sense as far as the record goes. It's just like, what do we do? Rod's about to pop on. I can't wait to ask Rod. Rod, at the end of the half, after Texas crosses the 50, explain what Sark was doing play calling wise, then trying to hunt, put the offensive line at a bad spot. Arches didn't going to hold the ball against a good pass rushing team. After you chipped your way inside the 50, quickly getting the ball out of your hand. Then he reverses gears when he gets inside the 50, like he's playing with 2 timeouts. I thought it was very odd play calling at that point. And Greg McElroy called it out on the broadcast. And I totally agree with it. I mean, we were all thinking it, but it didn't make sense to me.
It didn't consider that, the way the game is going.
Yeah.
Points are going to be at a premium, right? Like some of us were predicting, including myself, like you're going to score more points. Maybe this thing would end up being kind of a shootout. I think actually a shootout would have favored Texas. But still, as long as it's close, who cares? But considering the flow of the game, it was weird play calling. Considering you put your team at a disadvantage trying to take a shot. He went big game hunting. He wanted to take a shot. I guess he hadn't. Texas hadn't been that close, and he wanted. He thought, all right, this is my shot. I like this play call versus the Aggies. I'm gonna throw it in there, and he should have been thinking, all right, we got some points here if we just. Not necessarily play it safe, but if we're responsible in our play calling and execution, we could make this field goal even closer and make it, a guaranteed 3 points on the board. But no, I mean, Sark, but this isn't Sark's nature. I mean, Sark, what's the running game? What is Wisner averaging right now?
It's 5.8, around 6.
Yeah, I mean, but that's, like I said, we always tell the story describing Sark about, the scorpion and the frog. Like it's in his nature. And sometimes you don't play the hand, you play the man. And I think when you go up against Sark, you got to understand who he is as a play caller and the type of play caller he is. He actually does kind of fall in love with. He wants to throw the football, like he wants to throw it. So I think the flow of the game maybe should lean toward, hey, let's try to run it, give Wisner some carries. Maybe he's cooking. Maybe there is something to the Wisner against the rivalries thing. He posted that graphic earlier. I don't know, but I think Sark's flow of the game is off. Like his feel of the game is off. Like he didn't right now. He didn't have a good feel of this game. I mean, that could change. I mean, you got a whole half to turn it around, but it's clear. And I think the best example is to what you just talked about, Jay, right before the half. That was a bad feel for the game. Like that was a bad gut call by Sark.
Well, and to your common scorpion and the frog. I mean, the scorpion to me is the Aggie pass rush, and to Jerry's point, you played right into the scorpion, right? Because you allowed that pass rush to get after you.
Yes,
almost forced a turnover on one play and almost intentional grounding to come back with it again, and your left guard gets beat badly by the interior tackle on a spin move, and all of a sudden Arch is getting hit in the face again. And now points are off the board and you're punting. Agree 100%, guys.
That's where sometimes the blame of the offensive line is. Sometimes it's justified. Sometimes it's BS because it's what position are you put in and who are you put in that position against?
Yep.
Well, these guys have 39 sacks and they're all future NFL draft picks.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Rod, welcome in, my friend. As our halftime wrapping up, and then how big is this for the defense? So they played a really nice first half. Can they? Because you gave up the touchdown right before the half, they're going to look to double dip and make it a 2-score game. Pretty big drive here for this defense.
Yeah, because they ended the half with all the momentum, and you don't want that to carry over. And I think for the most part, the defense played a really good half against the Aggies, and you like to stall that momentum. Don't allow them to monopolize it, or like you said, multiply it by starting out this half, also putting points on the board. You like to get them, to punt, but at least keep them to 3 so you can keep this thing, reasonable right now where you give your offense a fighting chance.
Hey, Rod, they just showed the replay. I thought maybe the worst individual play of the half was Manny Muhammad on that little flip fake screen where he
didn't set the edge.
Oh my gosh, he ran inside the linebacker.
Yeah, he didn't set the edge. Yeah.
I mean, lucky that play only went for 15.
Ooh, man. Oh, the scrambling ability. But the scramble has been the best damn weapon on offense in Texas, honestly. I mean, it hadn't the way I'm looking at it right now.
So Cade Phillips was badly limping. It's Colin Simmons. Yes, buddy, pal, chief, big guy. I would have liked to seen him in coverage on that play. I'd like to see Colin in coverage, though. I'm not seeing him enough in coverage, only half the first half. But we'll see what DBs are starting. Jelani McDonald out there.
Remember Anthony Smith able to come back, guys, here in the second half.
Yeah. Cade Phillips was limping badly in the first half.
Yeah, Kobe Black's out there.
Kobe Black is out there. I think Cade Phillips is done. Where is Grayson Littleton out there right now or not? Because he missed some time as well in the first half.
Yeah, you're right. I saw that.
All right, good job by Texas. They're going to force a 3rd and 8 here, getting complete pass with good pass rush by Colin Simmons, and then Grayson, a 2-yard gain. What's that?
Littleton's out there.
Okay. Well, huge play here for the Texas defense because look, they can still they can deliver an opportunity for this offense coming up. And this is a punt into the wind.
They got the
good pressure
there. Oh, nice.
Good did Colin Simmons pretty much make all 3 plays?
He did. He's great on all 3. And there's 26 back in there to Anthony Smith. Looks like he's coming too, or at least threatening to come. Drops into coverage. But, Colin Simmons made big plays. And his change of direction is pretty incredible. Now, that could have been intentional grounding, right? But he was out of the pocket.
Let's keep dropping him in the coverage.
Exactly.
Now it makes sense, Rod. Make it make sense.
His anticipation and ball get off are just incredible. He does have a great anticipation along with actual really good ball get off too. So the combination makes him freaky, man.
Well, let's see if the Longhorns can get this crowd involved here. That's one thing that that second quarter kind of dragged, and the way it ended and the momentum for the Aggies. You'd like to get this crowd back in it. They're 3 and out, and now Ryan Niblett back there to return a punt.
Yeah. I want to see the replay. I thought that was going to be blocked. Texas got great pressure on that.
Ball not fielded again, and gave up 15 yards right there, 20 yards.
I think that ball might have been slightly tipped, so it was short into the wind. I wish they'd show a replay of that.
All right, Longhorn ball at the 22-yard line. But you're right. It felt like they did a good job of getting pressure, but then not running into the kicker. Same time, they didn't get the block, but may have deflected the ball a little bit. They already have a block kick in this game, that field goal. But now let's see if Arch Manning in this offense. What did you see, Rod, from the lack of rhythm? We saw DeAndre Moore drop a couple. Do you think Ryan Wingo could have gotten a pass interference on either of those first couple passes in the first quarter?
Oh,
Not the first one, but the second one should have been.
I mean, massive run.
Oh,
I want to congratulate Wisnar on his last rush attempt until the fourth quarter. If it's anything like Georgia game, that's a hell of a last rush attempt in the third quarter. If this is it for him,
damn, Wisner versus rivals, man. There's something to it. It's undeniable.
No, he loves to. He's a Texan. He loves beating Oklahoma. He loves playing A&M. He had a huge game last year. Now rips off a long run here to start this. This quarter couldn't have started better for Texas. Gut run out of the shotgun. Good block, Cole Hudson, and cleared out. And there's no one on the left side of the field. Longhorns are inside the 30-yard line now.
Let's see what Sark does.
Could have handed off again, couldn't he?
I just want to see what he does with it.
Aaron.
I want to see what he does. What got a penalty?
There's not a rule to throw it.
Is it holding on them? Is it PI on them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good job. All right, nice. I like it. There you go. I'll take
Will Lee holds more than Oklahoma offensive line, by the way.
No, he's got a lot. Yeah, no, he's
handsy. He's handsy.
He's handsy, man. All right. I like it.
A&M player down.
Yeah, this drive is this quarter starting with some momentum for Texas. They've come out be angry about how that first quarter ended and first half ended, and see if you can get after this thing. So far, so good for the Longhorns.
Yeah, I think it's I'm going to watch the play calling for Sark in this. Now that it's pretty obvious, like, hey man, you might have something with the run game.
In the red zone.
Don't let them off the hook.
Yeah.
Don't let them off the hook.
That was a little combo block. Rod on that one.
Yeah. Now also, the run game is obviously giving the Aggies some issues. I think he came in.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, they found something at the half that they can lean into here because two big runs already. Got a pass interference call, and I'm way behind you guys now. You're already on to the next run.
He's got 12 personnel out there.
Ran it to boundary side. Ran wide onto the boundary side.
Yeah, you're not going to outrace this Aggie defense. They're fast for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the call.
Yeah, lucky to not get a holding call on that, but not getting a holding call is better than because it looked like the tight end released it or might have gotten one and just lost a yard.
All right, 2nd and 11. Empty. Ooh, get out of there! Get out of there! Go! Go! Oh, I thought he should have just ran. What? Did I miss it? Let me see.
Oh, man.
Good coverage by the Aggies that time. And then, Arch had some open spaces and threw it in the dirt. He should have ran. You're right, Rod.
Just ran, right? He got that's easy 5 to 6 more yards right there.
Yeah, you set up a more third and manageable, obviously, than opposed to 3rd and 11.
Oh, Matt Cable. I know he saw something. He's great on the scramble drill, so I'm not going to question him. But, man, he easily had 6, 7 more yards there, I thought.
Yeah, there was a lot of green grass out there, or green turf. And
they had
a promising drive.
And that's gonna be grounding.
Jeez Louise, what a drive killer. You get a big run, and then a pass interference call and go backwards. Good pass rush that time, and ball's got to come out from Arch on that one.
So you run it, you get a 48-yard run, and then you go run wide into the boundary on your next run attempt instead of going downhill and maybe try the same damn thing twice and see if it might work twice in a row.
See if you can pop it.
I make it
I
all
don't
make
like
sense.
that. I also don't like the fact that they had you pegged and they brought a blitz and you were running routes into the end zone. You didn't have time for that. There needed to be a hot.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
You're playing into the scorpion there. That's the Aggies on a 3rd and long. They're going to come after you. They're one of the best 3rd down teams in the country. And now you have to settle for a field goal, which now that field goal, if you could have gotten one before the half, even bigger.
Yeah, that was brutal. At least you got 3 out of it, but that was a missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll give it the positive part. You got to stop, and you got 3 points,
Yes.
and it's a 1-score game now. Defense playing good football, but yeah, I mean, I'm with you. We've done this over and over again, Jerry, on these in games with Rod too. You get a downhill run like that, and you don't run it again. I mean, I know it's it's Sark's nature, but get a pass interference call. Got to be able to run the football, and it's okay to run interior. Wisner's having a game, or at least feels like he could have a game. You got to give him the ball and not into the boundary wide against a speed defense. I don't know. Didn't like it.
No, and then obviously, Arch on that 2nd down play, scramble drill, Rod. You run it for 6. If you're not going to run it, you can't throw it in the dirt. I mean, guys open. That was just a lack of somebody making a play then when you needed somebody to make a play.
Yeah, that was for Arch. Usually, like I say, he makes great decisions usually in scramble. He should have taken those 6 yards or whatever it was that he could have gotten.
It looked like he was going to take off and run, and I think he might have saw something flash and thought he could get it, and then it just
he saw Mosley break open and work back towards the pile, back towards the goalpost, and he just threw it bad short.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah, obviously in hindsight, a 6 or 7 yard run makes that, because then it might be 2 down territory to think about. Getting the 1st down and punching in a touchdown.
Yeah, especially the way you're running the ball right now. But no, at least you found something. Like, that's offensively in the passing game, you hadn't found much, but at least you found something that's working for you in the run game. And I would have thought they started putting a spy on Arch after all the scrambles that he had in the first half successfully. That should open up some other things in the passing game too, or at least some bigger windows in the passing game downfield. But right now, you can't worry about downfield because you don't have the time, and that's what Sark's gotta. He's gotta at one point, just take that L that you're not going to be able to complete some of those vertical shots, plays that you got drawn up. You're going to have to just kind of take underneath. I will say that his receivers aren't necessarily helping him either with the underneath stuff. Like, that's you guys catch the football, and you need somebody to, you need Ryan Wingo to break a tackle or two on some of those screen plays. So it's right now, I don't know. You don't have really anything consistently working for you in the passing game. Like, I can't think of many concepts that have worked for you consistently in the passing game right now.
Well, and that would lead me, if I'm Sark, to thinking I got to lean into the run game, which is against his better judgment right now. But you got a running back who's 7 carries for 76 yards. It's almost like Elko's plan is to let you have that run game if you'll take it, and he's betting that Sark won't take it enough. So far, he's not.
Total Arch. Archer TX11 says, "I swear Sark coached the run out of Arch this year." No, I think Arch
Arch has 6 carries for 18 yards. I mean, he had more than that, but those sack yardages take it away from him, right?
Yes,
because he had more than 18. Yeah, the sack yardage goes away. So if you're looking at sacks or Arch's rush yards, and thanks for the super chat, by the way, thank you very much, because they have sack yardage. They've got 4 sacks. So, yeah, Texas – Arch has more rushing yards. But then
he's got 2 10-plus yard runs. And he's got like a 7-yard run or something like that, scrambles thrown in there so far. But
so far, Mike Elko is greater than Sark as far as this game plan, this chess match so far. But they've got to get another stop here. This defense has to keep playing well. And that's really what you want here, guys. I mean, for all the the criticism. Same time, you keep this a 1-score game into the fourth quarter in your own building, you feel pretty good. So it's funny how I've been hounded all year for being critical of Sark's play calling. Now you guys are repeating my exact words. Well, no, we've talked about Sark and bad play calling a lot, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's been an ongoing conversation, but thank you for reminding us. But yes, this one particularly bad because, again, I'll give Sark some credit against teams like Arkansas or Georgia, where maybe the secondary was where you could attack them. That is not this Aggie team. You have to attack them in their run defense.
Yes.
And so far it's working. You're just not doing it enough. See if this defense can keep making plays.
They still got Warren Roberson out there, so they still think they trust Warren Roberson over Gilbo.
Yeah,
he's playing more than
Gilbo's
Gilbo.
really sliding down that depth chart right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, 3rd and short coming up here, guys. But defense is playing better. I think you tell any Longhorn fan, it's a 4-point game, middle of the third quarter, or early third quarter, you're feeling good that you have this opportunity. This is what home advantage is about. Defense has to keep, making plays.
Yeah, all you need is you just need some either a big play on offense like you got on the last drive with the big run, or you need to figure out something that works. And the run game right now is what works. And so we'll see if Sark leans into it. But defense on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, made to play.
Oh,
This
great
is
pressure.
the offense is used to moving the ball, so they'll get frustrated. That's a good thing.
Great pressure up the middle.
Ooh, that was a good play. Texas being aggressive on defense on critical downs.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I like PK. I like PK's game plan here today.
Yeah, he's been aggressive on critical downs, man. He's got
And
guys-
nice job and nice coverage too. And the only Aggie touchdown, guys, remember, came on a short field after the long punt return, and then they had to convert a 4th down on that drive. I mean, this defense is playing really, really well.
Yeah, got the DBs pressing a little bit, and he's blitzing.
Yeah.
What's up with Colin Simmons here?
He's all right.
He's all right. Yeah. I think his helmet must have came off or something with that. I mean,
All right, see if Ryan Niblett can change a game here. Watch for fake punts, rivalry games, those kind of things. Looks like he got the wind knocked out of him a little bit, Colin Simmons.
All right, this is punt into the wind. So
too.
Niblett said Texas almost got the last one. They almost really got the last one. May have tipped it.
They might come after this one too.
Somebody said, "Watch the fake."
Yep, they might.
Watch the fake. I don't think that wasn't the position for Elko to do it. Pretty short punt, field at the 30. So good starting field position for Texas here with the 10-16 mark.
All right.
Defense has stood up twice to start the third quarter. They're getting good pressure on Texas. I mean, they're getting good pressure on A&M too. So both defensive fronts are doing their job in this game in terms of getting no surprise.
The strength of each team. That's the strength.
Yes.
Yeah, even without Anthony Hill, this Texas defense is playing a good brand of football against a dynamic offense. This is run the wishbone. Thank you, sir. Yeah, well.
we need Arch to have a really good drive.
Yeah.
We need Arch to have a really good drive.
I think that's a good assessment, Jerry. I mean, they really need Arch to feel confident going in because we know how he is. He can be, go either way as far as his confidence level. He needs to have a good drive here, and because going into the fourth quarter in a close game, you got a chance.
Good first down.
Yeah, he's running. He's like, hey, you know what? It's just go with what works. Got to feel the game. You got to feel it out. You're a play caller. The run game's work.
I think Sark needs to get the physical here.
Yes.
Start to lean on this team a little bit. Don't let them pin their
ears
back.
If you run it here for 1 yard, you're still at 3rd and 3.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I mean, just
it's working.
Yeah, there's got to be a sense of the flow here. The flow is you can lean on this group. Your offensive line wants to fire off and hit somebody and not try to block these dudes.
There you go. You brought in Nick Townsend too to get that block. You see that, Jerry?
Yeah.
Was that Nick Townsend you brought in? Yeah,
I think so.
Get physical, like you said. You said get physical. That's
Yeah,
the guy.
DJ Campbell pulling that time. DJ Campbell came around and got a wham block.
That's the guy you bring in if you want to get physical, right? So, Sark, I think he heard you.
Yeah, well, let's do it. They're ready to pin their ears back and come after your quarterback.
Yes.
And I think your offensive line wants to fire off and hit
rush?
somebody.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. You got. Oh, that was a good tackle. Damn, that was a good tackle. That was a quality
There you
tackle.
go.
How do you help Arch out against a team that can really rush the quarterback?
Make hits, baby.
You run it.
Run it. It's working. Keep doing it.
And there goes Ryan Wingo. Man, he was a shoestring away from another big play there.
So close.
Yeah, it feels like Longhorns get a touchdown on the board, man. You change momentum.
Big run again. I mean, Weissner's 115 yards.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's only 10 carries. I mean, that would tell you should have about 25 by this game, by the time the game's over.
He's a rival killer. Man, this dude is just this is crazy. He like transforms against the Texas rivals. He's gonna end up becoming a legend because of it, man. Look at this dude.
He sure is.
2 years in a row? 2 years in a row? Come on.
Well, and don't forget about his games against Oklahoma there, Jay. I know you're referring to those, but for our audience, remember the two big games against Oklahoma too.
Oh yeah. Man. Okay, Trey. Go ahead.
2-yard loss here. But I mean, look, this is the threat of run. It's the threat of run.
Well, that'll lead to play action stuck in some linebackers.
That's right.
Good point there on the super chat. Run game turns into play action, bootlegs for Arch, easy passes that he can still extend with his feet, if not there. Well, now 2nd and 12. This is a play call where you got to set up third down. You got to get 6-7 yards here. Something easy, something quick. You can't be 3rd and 13 against this team, or you're going to be kicking another field goal or turning the ball over.
Go get it, Arch. Run it, baby. Oh, touchdown. Woo! Scramble drill. Drill, baby.
Well, Longhorns are going to take their first lead of this game. The scramble drill, Rod's been talking about it. Jerry's been talking about it all year.
It's your best play.
Floater to Ryan Wingo, back of the end zone, open touchdown. Texas will take the lead. Great play.
Anybody think the safeties might have been thinking run?
Well, he's been running. As I'm saying,
anybody think this is like lines up at all in football?
Man, look at them dudes. Yeah, they all got sucked in. Yeah. But I would say he releases it right at the line of scrimmage.
Yes,
I thought he was going to run it. He releases it. I'm rewatching it right now. He released it right at the line of scrimmage, guys. I mean, that was
a great play, and he floated that baby out there, and we got the Longhorns because of that instinct. Jerry got to avoid the high red zone, which they don't like to be in.
Yeah, that's true.
He's within a yard and a half. Like his body is a yard within the line of scrimmage when he's throwing the football. Like he's right there. The awareness, like he knew exactly where the line was. Yeah, that's amazing. Like, that's
big time play. Longhorns take the lead here in our third quarter. Brought to you by Driven Auto Sales, drivenoutosales.net. Make sure you check them out. And Ryan Wingo got both feet down. And yeah, Arch almost threw that out of the back of the end zone. He kind of floated it up there. The wind's blowing a little bit. Almost floated a little too far, but Ryan Wingo made a play that time. Wow. Let me tell you about Driven Auto Sales. We'll get into the momentum for the Longhorns and their chance now. The crowd's going to get into this thing. Defense is playing great, and maybe the Longhorns can send some blood in the water here with their rivals in town. But drivenoutosales.net is where I need you to go if you're thinking about a new car here for the holidays. Got a youngster that's getting a car coming online, or you need a new vehicle. Make sure you go to drivenoutosales.net and check out their great selection of great used cars. They're used cars, but they're lightly used new used cars. They are at the best price you're going to find anywhere. I promise you. And the price you see at that website, drivenoutosales.net, will be the price you pay. There's no extra add-ons or additions or any of that. Like you see at a lot of places, you think it's one price and you get to the end and it's like, wait a second, that's not what the price it said. That's going to be the case at Driven Auto. It's always more than friendly, always more than fair. Every vehicle that they have comes with a free lifetime powertrain warranty on every vehicle, so you feel good about it in that regard. But my man Jeremy Jones and his team, they're based in Buda, Texas, but man, they have delivered cars all over Central Texas, all over the country to great people like yourselves who are looking for a new vehicle. Check it out. Make it one of your go-tos every time you're in the market for a new vehicle, a dream vehicle that you always wanted. Maybe you're getting up there in years, your kids are all out of college like mine, and you want that car you've always wanted. Go get it at Driven Auto Sales. And talk to the people there. If you're looking for a particular vehicle, they can hunt it down for you and find it. It's drivenoutosales.net. Great people. This says, come on, D, keep it up. That says Trey Rival Slayer. I like that. Rival Slayer. That's a good one.
That's a
That's
great
like
one.
a Game of Thrones thing, Rod. Rival Slayer.
That's exactly what he is. I mean, we got to go check it. But, I mean,
Well, he is now 11 carries for $113, long of 48. And keep playing the hits, Sark. That's right. I mean, this game is it's like a boxer that's kind of found its groove. I mean, you hung around here. You feel like you can turn this thing, and you got to feel like, Jerry, that Texas A&M's offense, which is used to scoring 30 and 40 points, is going to get a little frustrated here halfway through the third quarter with only 10 points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big drive for A&M to just get some first downs in the second half for them to start building some confidence back. If they happen to go 3 and out, if Texas gets a 3 and out or 1 first down and forces punt, then Texas starts really possessing this football. A&M had a big time of possession leading the first half. Texas can start closing that gap and start possessing this football headed into the fourth quarter. So really big drive for A&M coming up. By the way, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, don't you draft Trey Weiser in the 5th round and just play him against the Cowboys if nothing else?
Yes, 100%.
This rival game. Hey, Trey, here's our rival in the NFL. Go do your thing.
Yeah, Eagles' problem was they gave up 270 yards rushing today to the Bears. That did not go good for them.
Yeah.
Did not go good. This says, in an area where I can't watch the game on television, you guys will do hook 'em. Thank you, Freelance Society. That's very kind. Appreciate the super chat, and we'll get you there.
By the way, Freelance
Arch
Society
Manning.
did some amazing work in his life, so congrats to him.
Exactly.
Glad we can help.
Hey, let me tell you about Arch Manning here on this play, guys. I mean, when Arch gets a jolt of confidence, you kind of like Sark, Rod. Arch can go on a run like Sark does, right? Yes. Where he just gets a jolt of confidence and starts making plays. It was a little sloppy in the first half, but that touchdown might shock them into something here. We'll see, but the defense has to keep making stops.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if Sark has found something that he can work with as a play caller, which is the run game, and I think for Arch. Exactly. And I think for Arch, he's got something that he can work with that, Arch has been, nice play. Just improv off schedule. He's been great off schedule in this game. I mean, he's got multiple scrambles above 10 yards. That was just almost a 29-yard touchdown pass on the scramble drill. That's been arguably some of your most successful plays this game has been Arch off schedule. So for Arch, he's feeling good that, hey, man, when the fit hits the shan, I'm able to at least keep my team, on schedule and keep us on the field and keep drives alive.
Oof. Colin Simmons.
Good
Colin
job.
Simmons was so fast off the snap. Marcel Reed's got some really quick reactions because, one, I think Colin may have been offsides, but unbelievable that he got out of that.
Yeah, Marcel, you got to give him credit. That was an athlete right there. Athlete.
Yeah, he turned a sack into a 9-yard gain.
Ooh.
And a 3rd and 1 here.
I'm telling you,
big play for Colin Simmons. This Texas defense playing fast, guys. They're swarming to the ball, and the Aggies are trying to find a way.
Come on, baby, let's go. Come on. They got like the
timeout.
Yeah, Texas went big too. Had that 3D tackle package out there, and they had the edges out there.
Yeah, Longhorns. And you know what, Rod, this gets that crowd involved, man. This crowd's starting to feel it. That they got a chance here. The first half was sloppy and kind of tuned the fans out because it was just kind of frustrating with some drops and some, lost possessions, the way the half ended. But, man, this third quarter has been exactly what the Longhorns needed. Stops on defense, a field goal, and then a touchdown and the lead, and now the crowd's going to be in it, and that's a huge advantage right now.
Yeah, the explosive plays, right, for Texas. I remember, talking about this game and previewing and saying what was going to be the difference. Like, you got to generate explosive plays against the Aggies. They're so good on third down. They're almost too good for you to be put together long, sustained drives against, as we've seen, right? It's really tough to do that. You got to generate a chunk yardage play against this defense to get yourself down close to the red zone or in the red zone. And that's what's been right now, that's been the best game plan for Texas, right? They've gotten these chunky yardage plays, whether in the run game with Trey Wisner or whether that be obviously with that scramble drill pass from Arch. So I think that's what Sark's got to lean on. Now, you're not calling the plays just to, hunt for explosive plays. That's not the right thing to do, but that's going to be the only way, in my opinion, you're going to win this game. You got to keep generating those explosive plays against the Aggies. And all the games that have been close for the Aggies this year, that has been the key. It's been they've given up a lot of explosive plays in those games. Like half the explosive pass plays they've allowed were basically in their one-score games. Like half of their all season long. And that was like on 4 one-score games they were in all season long. That's the key. You got to be able to do that. Got to. And Texas is doing it right now.
This would be huge here, right here, to get a third and short stop. You do give credit to Marcel Reed to get it to third and short and avoid a sack and a lot of momentum. But Jerry, as we've asked for, run the ball. Aggies are coming out looking to be aggressive against the run.
Yeah,
you get a stop here at some point on this drive. You can do a play action shot play that'll be man coverage. That's why you should run the ball more, Sark. You can set up play action and easy throws for your quarterback against a good team.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, if Texas gets the ball back, I know that the inkling might be, hey, play action, let's go over the top on the first play. Not me. I want to run it first.
That's what
I want A&M to keep thinking, oh, well, they're getting serious about running on us just like last year. I want them to keep thinking that.
Well, and that takes you back to October in the Oklahoma game. They just kept landing body blows and body blows and body blows. And, by the end, Oklahoma was worn out on defense. And that was a hot day. And this is not that tonight in Austin. But, you're right. I mean, Sark's inclination is trying to get the deep shot. At this point, just keep going to the body.
Yeah, I'm not anti the deep shot, but I don't want to do it if you get a stop here in the first play. I want to run it again. I want them to think, okay, they're about to give us a dose every single series. And after they think they're getting that dose every single series, that's when I'll go over the top on them if I get a coverage I like.
DrivenAutoSales.net bringing you this coverage of our On Texas Football watch along here in the third quarter. It's been all Texas so far, 10-0. They've swung a 10-3 halftime disadvantage into a 13-10 advantage, and they have all the momentum right now. DrivenAutoSales.net. Big third down here to start the quarter.
Yeah, good run by Reuben Owens.
Oh, yeah.
Keep a note that the Aggies did use the first of their timeouts. This kind of feels like one of those last possession kind of games. One timeout used by Mike Elko. Yeah, real nice one. Just skirted through.
And by the way, for those thinking ahead, obviously Texas A&M will be downwind in the fourth quarter. Texas will be into the win in the fourth quarter if this comes down to a kick at any point.
Well, and let's just remember the Aggies are not good at field goal kicking. We've told you that throughout the week and throughout the night. They're a struggle bus, and the Longhorns have blocked one kick here this evening, or else we might have a tie game. Got to feel like Mike Elko is trying to sense this game and kind of settle it down with his run game.
Yep. I think that's smart.
No, I agree. They've got he can feel the emotion and the momentum swinging here. And this Texas defense is flying around. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen this defense, play fast, play loose, get after the ball carrier. They've only allowed 212 yards to this point. This is one of the better offenses in college football, only 10 points. So you're feeling pretty good right now where you are with your defense. 3.5
yard coming up.
Yeah, they definitely focused on the run game now. Oh, they're trying to sucker Texas in and take a shot on the outside.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith with the tackle there playing here in this third quarter.
Look, this is one of the best rushing teams in the country. I mean,
I know.
Outside of South Carolina and Auburn, they've put it on everybody. So this is they need to lean into their run game.
I'm surprised they hadn't. Ooh.
Oh, great play. Who was that knife through?
Think they'll go for it, Jerry?
You're in midfield.
Woo! It's a tough one, guys.
Can't get a yard. Do you deserve to win? Texas got momentum if you don't get it.
Here's the problem. You already used the timeout, so I don't think you can draw them off and just try to draw them off and take a timeout here and then run the football. So maybe you try to draw them off and you take a 5-yarder if you're not going to go for it.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
If you go for this and don't get it, Texas has momentum in the ball to 50 though. So it's a big play.
They can separate this game. I mean, this is what Welco's thinking.
Full house backfield.
This is how Georgia did it. Oh,
Texas calls timeout.
Yeah, somebody thinking about that Georgia game. It's like, hey, now this is a big play. Just so y'all know. Let's not act like it ain't big. It's big. It's huge.
Yeah.
Especially the way they're playing right now. They're going to try to milk the clock. You know what I mean? And take this thing all the way into the fourth quarter and put a touchdown on the board. Let's make sure that you're ready for it. Have your best personnel out there and make sure you're ready for it.
Good ball game, guys. This is what it's all about here in a rivalry game on a Friday night. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving out there and are enjoying this. Pretty much a standalone game because, as expected, Indiana is walloping the Purdue Boilermakers. If you missed it through the holiday weekend, Jerry, speak on quickly while they're in timeout. The Texas women's basketball team with back-to-back wins over UCLA and South Carolina. That's a championship-looking team right now.
Massive wins for Vic Schaefer. Amazingly enough, South Carolina lost their All-SEC post player for the season. Texas didn't have a Leah Crump or Brianna Preston. That game was basically with 6 people, rotations. I mean, 6 playing major minutes, which is very rare in an early season game. But 2 huge wins for Vic.
That's awesome. They might be UConn's undefeated. They'll probably be number 1 in the poll on Monday, but Texas at least made a case beating number 3 and 4 or 3 and 2 over a 48-hour period.
Left tackle.
Texas got him.
Left tackle.
False start. Yep.
Now they got a punt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely punting now.
Yeah.
Dang, Ethan Burke, MVP of this game for Texas on defense, man. He's playing great. He's got to jump off.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The A&M right tackle got away with a flinch in the first half. That should have been an easy flag. I don't remember.
Guys, a lot of emotion for the Longhorns sidelines here, guys. They're sensing that they've turned the tide here. Crowds getting involved. This is what SEC night games are all about. They make a critical mistake, and now you're about to get the ball back with a quarterback that just threw his first touchdown pass, a run game that is working. See if Sark can dial it up. Do not come after this punt. You don't need any penalties here, guys.
Absolutely not.
No, they're letting it go. Oh, okay.
Almost fair catch interference.
That's what I was saying too. He's like really close.
Yeah.
All right, Wisner. Rival Slayer. What do they call him? Yeah. Give him the rock.
Rival Slayer.
Give him the rock.
That's what we'll call him. Quintravion the Rival Slayer is a good one.
Travion the Rival Slayer Wisner.
He's been really good, man. But keep feeding that beast. He's feeling it. Arch is going to start feeling it here because of it, because it's going to suck up some of these safeties and see some deep coverage. But I'm with you, Jerry. Just keep pounding on them.
Yeah, at least early in these drives, so they're at least thinking it again. Oh man, here they come again. They're going to keep running at us again. I don't care if you gain 1 yard, like this play or -1. If they keep thinking it's coming, you have to be patient with your run game. Everything's not going to be a big play.
It's a body blow. It's how body blows work. You'll feel it later.
Yeah.
You'll land one and it'll rock them like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see those linebackers flowing to the ball now. They're all coming forward on the line. That's where a play action, if you can block it, you had some
all
struggle.
You want to cause in this game is linebackers the false step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's it's not that complicated. If you get them moving the wrong direction, when they get to drop back and flow away from the ball, they're feeling good because the line is handling the run game. Texas has them flowing forward. There's got to be a big play in there somewhere.
How do you create false steps on a defense, Rod? It's how do you create false steps?
Oh, it's good play.
Great throw, Arch to Livingston, and here we go. Longhorns are up across the 35-yard line, and Aggies on their heels right now. And I'm telling you guys, that Arch Manning touchdown, he gets in a groove. He gets hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Another first down run.
Ooh, man, he's feeling it.
Running left, you got the big guys going. Look at DJ Campbell, 20 yards downfield, getting a block. He was down, right?
Yes, he was down. Yes.
Yeah, this Texas offense is now playing like the defense. They're playing fast and downhill and playing physical. Look at DJ Campbell getting out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even here, guys, with the lead now, you flip the field, you can punt, but A&M back. Even if this drive doesn't, come up in points, you'd like it to, but feeling pretty good about where this offensive rhythm has come into form here.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, negative 2-yard run. I'd like to see him run a little more downhill and match things a little bit better. But again, A&M's going to be false stepping now. They're going to be false stepping. They're going to be thinking run. They're going to be thinking run. That you have them where you want them. Now you got to go make a play around it.
Yep.
Wow.
Nice play. Good job. Oh man. Great. What was your take, Jerry, earlier? Unsung, unlikely heroes?
Yep.
That's an unlikely hero.
Jack Endries going gunner helm, stiff arms, pile drivers. Texas has a chance to make this a 2-score ball game from the 2-yard line. Jack Endries across the middle. That's what it does, though, Jerry. I mean, that sucked up linebackers. They're worried about the run game, and you got a wide open tight end over the top of them.
Yes. A complex game that can be very simple.
Did that 12 personnel too.
Into the third.
Yeah.
Now, Rod, okay, ball on the what yard line are we on here?
Like a 3-yard line or something like that. It got to be.
Yeah. Really so look, wide run bad. Wide run bad on first down. What you don't want to do is go lose 2 or 3 on a wide run with a running back. Now, if you want to fake something and get Arch outside and see if he can run it in, I can go for that. I prefer not a wide run here on the first play from the first and goal 3. I'm not saying you're going to run it in on A&M. I'm not sure that's who you are in your DNA of this team, but I would prefer I'd prefer to go that route on this first down unless it's going to be QB run, maybe a waggle of some sort to where Arch either, okay, you can run it. If not, if somebody's not by a pylon, you throw it away and let's get the second down. But I'm not sure I want a Trey Wisner wide run.
Yeah, everything's got to be between the hashes here.
Yeah.
Something power, something physical. You got this team on its heels. Let me tell you one more time about Driven Auto Sales, guys. DrivenAutoSales.net. My buddy Jeremy Jones and his team want to sell you your next vehicle. Lightly used vehicles. They scour the world and the country for them to put the best price on it, give you a free powertrain warranty. Always more than fair, always more than friendly. And Driven Auto Sales, great folks. I know there's the traditional big brands out there and national brands, but man, you go Driven Auto Sales. They're a local group right here in South Austin, Bastrop, Texas, that are going to find you the best deals. They're passionate about that, getting you a great vehicle for your next vehicle purchase, whether it's a dream car or truck, whether it's a car you just need, economy cars, one for your kids, one for your wife. DrivenAutoSales.net is where you're going to find them. Matthew, can you call up the drive chart? I got to feel like Texas has 200 yards of offense in this half.
They had 112 at halftime, so they went for 189.
Okay, thank you. You didn't even need that. Jerry is the human calculator over there. So, yeah, they've had the ball 3 times, and they've gained, 189 yards in the third quarter. That's what it's about. Meanwhile, Texas A&M, 3 punts, and the defense. We talked about this. Rod, you came in late at the half, but man, that's great halftime adjustments. That's great halftime work to come out and stone them on defense. I don't think they didn't cross midfield against your defense, and your offense put up 200 yards of offense, and they may put up 10 points and 200 yards of offense. They may put up another touchdown here coming out of the half. That's how you take control of a football game in the second half.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But by the way, Trey Wisner, 92 yards in the third quarter. 9-2 third quarter. Somebody in the chat said, hey, even if Texas punches this in, it's going to take one more based on Texas's fourth quarter defense of late. So,
and A&M's propensity for comebacks too.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Rod. I'm not sure A&M's offensive line can pass pro against Texas if they get into that situation where they have to get in the 5-man protects. I'm not sure they can pass pro against Texas. If Texas can force Colin Klein's hand, I'd be interested to see if A&M can, if they go in the 5-man protects, can actually pass pro.
Very good point there. Let's see if Sark has learned what to call on these 2-yard line. Well, you remember we talked about this a lot. The red zone, Arch's legs have to be a factor here. He's healthy and he's playing good. You got to do something downhill.
Yeah, honestly, Trey Weiser,
reverse the Ryan Niblett. Nick Townsend. Reversed it, the little Townsend tight end sweep.
Hey, break tendency, Rod. Tendency breaker, Rod Babers.
That was great. Yeah, because Nick Townsend, he's got a few targets, about like 5 targets on the season, maybe.
Max. Yep.
Wow. Great job. You said he's a freak, Jared's one of your favorite freak athletes on the team.
He's the speed of a wideout. He was flying.
Hey, listen, what's funny about that is I heard Romo saying it on the broadcast yesterday of the Cowboys. In a short week, go with something that you haven't put on film before because they've not seen it. They can't prep for it in a short week. Nick Townsend, they didn't have that in their bingo card, Rod.
No, we haven't seen that all year long. We hadn't seen much of Nick Townsend anyway. We definitely hadn't seen that.
Hand it to or throw it to someone who has not gotten the ball in that regard all year long. And he went in untouched, and the Longhorns are up 2 scores. They've scored 17 unanswered points here to start the second half, and have gone from 10-3 down at the half to 21-10 up. And what a run here by the Longhorns.
Under center too. Nice.
All right, so
crowds in it. The fourth, they had a drone show at the half or at the end of the quarter. But somebody said onside kick now, please. No, kick the ball and play defense. This team's playing with a lot of emotion right now, a lot of intensity, but a lot of execution. That's the number one thing. I don't think there's been a penalty, but maybe one penalty here in this third quarter. That's as good as we've seen Texas execute a complementary football game plan 1-to-1 here. There, you can tell they're sensing a chance to beat the third-ranked team in the country, spoil their perfect season. Now they just have to finish, Rod. What was your mindset going into fourth quarters of games where it's like this? How do you keep your head and just keep executing?
Well, I think ultimately, you just got to make sure, especially where the Longhorns are right now, make sure that, you just keep playing disciplined football and clean football. Like, that's really what they're playing clean, disciplined football.
A short kick into the wind, good coverage by Texas. Didn't mean to cut you off, Rod. I wanted to say it was short. It was going to be into the wind, so it was going to be a short kick, and you got to cover up A&M on those.
All right, let's see what the Aggies got. This is a big drive for the Aggies. Like this,
the Aggies are reeling right now, guys. They had their one touchdown drive of this game came on a short field after a punt return. They had to convert a 4th down on that drive, and so they are not, because we watch it from the Texas side, and they got into a rhythm. Aggies have really not gotten in a rhythm against this Texas defense in this game.
I'm surprised they hadn't gone after the corners more, but I think it's just because they don't have the time to. Like Jerry said, I don't know if they have the time.
Yeah.
To try to exploit that matchup on the outside.
Crowd's into it. The drone show got everybody fired up, and see if the Texas defense can keep making plays here.
Came out throwing early on. Might already be feeling the pressure, though, guys.
What Reed can't do, he's downwind with 14:41 to go. He can't force the football here. He's still got to remain patient as a quarterback.
He does, especially against his pass rush, and Texas can get after him.
Yeah, he's got to remain patient.
Pete Kwiatkowski, they showed him on the sidelines. He's had a great game plan here. Texas A&M, one of the highest scoring teams in the country, only 10 points here into the fourth quarter.
Michael Trimble, any recruits on campus? A lot of 2027 kids or kids that aren't in playoffs. A lot of kids are playing playoff games either tonight or tomorrow. But there's some 2027s on campus today. Teray Davis, the 2026 corner nickels on his official visit.
Play the sticks.
Nice. Texas has a chance now. That big decision time for Mike Elko here.
Woo.
Good job. Play the sticks.
Ty Anthony Smith can play in space.
Colin Simmons with a great pass rush there. Might have gotten held, by the way.
Colin Simmons definitely got held on that play.
Colin Simmons gets held a lot.
Yes.
Every time.
What do you do if you're Elko here, guys?
I mean,
oh man, it's deep.
He's looking to see what alignment Texas is in right now.
Man, I would probably punt it from here. Is he going for it?
Yeah, you risk getting run off the field here if you don't get this.
Yeah, man. Like I said, yeah.
At least if you punt, you still have a chance.
Yeah, I'd probably punt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, he took the 5.
Yeah, that would be dangerous, man. Like I said, that'd be an avalanche of momentum against you if you.
Yeah, no question about it.
And they got automatic points on the board. You can't. That's malpractice as a coach. You can't do that.
Yes.
Hey, Texas State discipline right there. You just said it, Rod Babers. Texas State discipline didn't jump off sides. Obviously, and they learned their lesson in the Georgia game, and they're going to get the ball back. They've already scored 17 points in this half.
They're just executing really well, man. Like both sides of the ball. Like they really are. I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what now, guys? With 12:31 to go, you know what you get a chance to do is make your case to the committee because you don't play again after this. You get a chance to really get after this team. You put a big number. I know I'm getting greedy now, but that's kind of how you think. You got to make a case.
Great return. That was a great
Go get something in. Okay. I like it.
Because that ball could have been backed up inside the 10, and now you're out almost the 30. Great 35. Great return.
I like that.
Yeah. Outkicked his coverage a little bit too. The great punt with the win that time.
And what that return does, that gives Sark the ability to run the football freely and not be backed up in his own territory.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's why that return's big for me.
Agreed. What a second half Texas is putting together here, guys. Really, really strong. Now they've got the ball. Aggies reeling. And, this is where human nature kind of kicks in a little bit. The Aggies don't have to win this game at the end of the day, right? They win. They go 12-0. They lose. They're still going to be possibly in the SEC championship game, certainly in the tournament. And so, again, Texas has a chance to – you put a big number on the board here, standalone game. I know the odds are only 8% for the Longhorns, but you want to make a case here.
The desperation factor is real. You said it. I mean, it's real. There's no doubt about that. Texas playing like the more desperate team in the second half. I don't know what happened in the first half offensively, but they're playing like that now offensively. I think it's more Sark found what's working against this Aggie team, which is the run game. And you pointed out once Arch got that bomb on that scramble drill, the confidence just started to balloon. Like he looks like a different quarterback. And they look like a different offense.
And when I say make the case, Jerry, I mean, you got a chance to, you get one more score on the board. You got a 3-score win over the third-ranked team in the country on top of 2 other top 10 wins. May not get you in, but at the same time, you've made a resounding case to the jury that hey, consider us because no one wants to play us right now would be the argument.
Well, yeah, and it damn sure better put you over Utah if you finish this thing off.
Yes.
I mean, you damn sure better be ranked ahead of 2-loss Utah. That's all I got to say. So if you end up one spot out of it at the end of the day, but you better not be looking up at Utah if you win this game. If you win this game 20-17, I don't even care. But by the way, I think a run on first down. I want to see a run on first down now, right? I want the clock to start running.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Here's the thing. A&M had to take a timeout. They're at 2 timeouts. So you got 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. I want to run the football on first down, or if a flip pass out to the right or left, whatever it is, I'd prefer it be a run. I want this clock to start running. I want this A&M defense to keep feeling like they have to be aggressive against the run now. That's when you get people and you can beat them over the top or beat that false step and linebacker. But the other thing is Texas is into the wind here. And if the wind's still gusting, somebody said play action shot. I'm not throwing shots down the field right now. I'm not into the wind. I'm running the football. I want to see if I get linebackers false stepping, and I want to attack linebackers.
Well, with the 10-point lead, I mean, the thing that can get this thing derailed is a turnover of some kind.
Yeah.
Negative play. I'm channeling Coach Royal here, guys. I'm going, you're feeling the momentum, go physical. Coach Royal meaning, bad things happen when you throw the football. Let's not try to throw the football here unless we have to. And it does, there's just a sense that this offensive line, this whole team wants to fire off and hit an Aggie. You know what I mean? And really stay physical with it. Play into that. And if you have a negative play here and there, that's okay. Arch is playing good. You just got to protect the football here.
Look, and that's okay. That's a 1 yard gain. I love it. Great run. Hell of a run. All right, let's get the second now.
Yeah. Do that 3 times or at least 2 times and see if you can get yourself to third and manageable. Let Arch make a play.
So I might go play action here, though. I know it's like he might go play action the second one. He's like,
Weiser's only had 14 carries. I would get him back in the game. I
think the Aggies like seeing 4 out there, not 5.
See, they're going to be hammering these run blitzes now, Rod. Hammering them.
Yeah, they're coming after you.
Running wide with Cedric Baxter, I don't know about that, but they're going to be run blitzing that dude.
But I do kind of feel you about the Trey Weiser thing. Sometimes, man, you got to go with the hot hand. Guys just hot, man. Like, sorry, man, this guy's hot. I'm sorry, he's on fire. I got to go with him. I mean, I'll give him some rest here and there, but hey,
they need to be letting that clock run too, guys. I mean, there's no. That drive didn't take long enough for me.
No.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I love CJ Baxter and his story, but I would have. There's no way I'd have taken 5 off the game.
Oh, yeah. Mosley had him too.
He had a step. Yeah.
Step.
He did have a step on him.
Tough though. You're going to get blitzes. It was going to be exotic. They got to bring people on every play, Rod. They've got to bring people on every play.
It wasn't a terrible throw. It's just that Mosley doesn't have another gear either. Like it was right out in front of him. Because Arch couldn't have held on to the ball for another second. I mean, it was. Yeah,
Torian Yard got to him.
He got to him.
Good return. So A&M starts on the 40.
Yeah, this is that was not the best drive. I don't know. I know they don't want to play CJ Baxter, but that was not a time to put the brakes on Trey Wisner, in my opinion.
What are we doing?
You ride the hot hand on that one, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yes,
come on, man.
You got a guy averaging 8.6 yards a carry. He's not tired yet.
What are we doing?
Don't let him off the hook. Yeah. I agree with that. I'm gonna need Trey Wise to go to Coach Sark and be like, "Hey, Coach,
I'm out of gas. Coach.
Don't take me out, Coach. I'm good."
I mean, now, give me again. That was a put your foot on the throat kind of drive, and now the Aggies have some momentum. They finally got a stop here in the second half. They hadn't had one the whole half. Now they've got the ball with good field position, and they understand getting it back to within 1 score is their mission now. Would have liked to see Trey Wisner try to finish that off because that's what we saw. You go back to the Cotton Bowl, Rod. I mean, he just kept wearing out Oklahoma's defense, and he didn't get tired.
He did. I mean, even last year against A&M, I mean, he became the workhorse. I'm with you. I think I'd have just roll with the hot hand. I think there is something to that. I've talked to enough running backs and running back coaches to know, like, oh no, guys, he's feeling it. Like his vision, whatever, how the defense is defending him. He's seeing it. He's seeing the blocks really well. He's anticipating the blocks. That you should just go with that guy. And right now, that's Trey Wiseman. There ain't no question. No question.
Yeah, not a fan of that drive. That was I don't know. Now it feels like momentum not swung, but at least shifts back to A&M. They get their first stop, and we'll see what they do. Now they did pretty good kick return. They have the wind. Let's keep that in mind too. But Longhorns feeling okay. They're up 20-10. They were down 10-3 at the half. They've dominated this second half so far, but still 10:52 to go. Aggies have had great comebacks. They've got great resiliency. They did this to Notre Dame. They did it against South Carolina, where they find ways to get back and come back in games. Longhorns have to keep playing, keep finishing here. This game far from over for the Longhorns. Over 300 yards of offense, though, now for Texas, 157 through the air, 144 on the ground here in our fourth quarter. They've limited A&M to 220 yards and, again, 1 touchdown against this team. See if this defense can keep playing. What have you seen from the defense, Rod, here in this second half that's made them so dominant?
Man, honestly, it's the defensive line, the defensive front.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been really they've just been penetrating. Like they've been just very disruptive on the front. Steven alert. No, I'm not gonna get on Sark because Sark's been really good about the adjustment of, hey, the run game's working, let's run it at him. And he ran it there too. I mean, the CJ Baxter thing I think is a little perplexing. It's like, hey, we all love CJ Baxter, but come on, Trey Wisner obviously is the guy you go with now. So I'm not gonna criticize. I'm not gonna say Stevens there. If he comes out, next drive and tries to throw it or something, that'd be crazy. But I think that was actually just, I don't know who does the rotations, by the way, either. Like, I don't know that. I don't even know if that's
sometimes the running back coach just gets to decide.
Yeah, so I don't know that either. Maybe it's the running backs coach. Either way, it was a bad decision.
I'm with you.
Great.
But here comes the Longhorns. This defense has been outstanding all second half. Let's see if they can keep that going.
They're so disruptive right now. They're just they're working that Aggie O-line, man. They are. Whew.
Great backside pass rush.
I'm telling you.
And you know what? The coverage, which has been leaky of late, is really covering up. And because that's a coverage sack too, on top of good pressure. Marcel Reed's not seeing what he wants to see right now down the field.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get past that first read.
All right, big 3rd and 6.5 coming up.
All right.
Yeah, you got to feel like the Aggies are getting to 2-down territory, though, this close to midfield.
Yep, I think you're right, E. Looking at the time right now, you're still down 10? Yeah.
Well, especially with your offense or defense is getting its first stop of the half. You can't.
Oh, gosh.
Miscommunication. What's up, guys? Come on.
And Marcel Reed's right ankle is hurt. His ankle's hurting him. He can't really even step into throws. Oh, wow. Pass interference on offense. That's a huge call.
Wow, do they call a pick play, huh?
Yeah. Because, Marcel Reed can't really even step into throws right now. That right ankle's giving him some real issues.
Well, and I think it's as Coach Shipley predicted, it'll get worse as the game goes on.
Yep.
He'll play through the adrenaline, but it's going to continue to swell, and it's going to get a little bit worse, and it is, and that's an inopportune time. So huge call, be 3rd and 21. Texas can bring the NASCAR package and try to, really, really force the issue in this play.
I'll take the NASCAR of 1. Just let Colin rush.
Call the F1. You got the F1 out there. Oh, and they got the quarters package.
Oh, man. He can't. He doesn't have the wheels to get there. That ankle's hurt, so it's going to be 4th and 7.
They got it. Did
we get a face mask?
Don't, come on. Oh, we said, come on, guys.
Oh, 15.
Hey, serious about this. Come on. They just cut.
That's on Jelani McDonald.
Again, he's got a test 2 on him today. Well, 2 penalties.
Boy, that's a bailout because then Mike Elko is going to have a huge call to make. And there were still the cavalry was coming. He didn't have to do that. I know it's just instinct to reach out and
it's pretty
critical mistake right there.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Wow, 3rd and 21 conversion thanks to a penalty.
Oh, that's brutal. That would hurt. That would hurt.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Just keep playing. Rod, you've been here before, man. Just keep making plays. Look at Jonah Williams out there making a play, too.
That was actually good pass pro by A&M on that play.
Oof. Good job. It's good D. Sark's working the refs. I like it. Go ahead. Working the refs. All right, get that call.
You gotta keep pressure. You gotta keep pressuring Reed. He can't step in the throws. Make him stay on his back foot, which is his hurt foot. Make him throw off his hurt foot.
Yeah, if you could force a turnover here, this would be critical. This has been a pretty turnover-free football game.
Wow, great play by Reed. And I'm not mad at PK for bringing the blitz because just like you said, Jerry, he's trying to get him to throw off that back foot.
Yeah.
His mobility is better than you think, though.
Yeah, he can run straight, but he found one of his tight ends, and that Jelani McDonald face mask really looming as a huge play in this game, obviously.
Oh boy, that was quick.
Oh man, that Jelani McDonald. Now that penalty's like, now it just sucked the life out of you. Dang.
And now the offense has to go make play. This Aggie team's resilient, guys. They will keep playing, and that's why that last drive was discouraging. There's that's Jerry Jeff Howe's having a cheer because that's the GOAT, as he called him, the GOAT's son, Emmitt Smith's kid.
3rd and 20. What was it? 3rd and 21.
Yeah,
it was 3rd and 21.
Mask. And it was going to be 3rd and 8 or 4th and 8.
Yeah,
they're probably punting.
Wow. Oh man, if you lose this game, you're definitely gonna go back to that moment. 3rd and 21.
Yeah, they got the offensive pass interference call here in our 4th quarter, brought to you by Driven Auto Service. Love telling you about Driven Auto Sales and Service. They're the best. But I'll tell you about them here coming up. But a 13-yard drive, that came quick, guys. That was almost like the Georgia game. I hate to go PTSD on y'all, but the Georgia game after the onside kick.
Yeah, they went into more of a tempo on that drive for sure. They definitely went more.
Texas thought they were getting off the field. There's an emotion to that, and good drive by the Aggies. I mean, you got to beat. This is one of the things Mike Elko's instilled in this team, the culture. If you saw him come back against A&M, you saw him come back against South Carolina. They have a belief that you've got to beat now, and that's why they're undefeated. So see if the Longhorns can muster a drive. Sark's got to come with his playbook here, guys, and get Trey Wisner back on the field.
Somebody in the chat saying watch for the onside kick. I don't think so because A&M's got the wind. I think they could pooch it down to about the 15, see if Texas wants to play the return game, which they've done in the first half. But I don't. I'd be shocked if they onside it right now.
I can't wait to see what Sark's approach is going to be here, guys, because this is now nice a 3-point game. It's a little different than that 10-point game where Sark could be kind of play it safe. I mean, you got to go win here.
Well, I mean, you give up a 9-8, 6-play touchdown drive in a minute 37. And that was too quick. It came fast, and when you felt like you had them off the field, that's why that reminds me a little bit of the Georgia game where you feel like you make a stop on defense. The next thing you know, a touchdown's on the board. This is breaks. Well, one drive. I mean, it's hard to criticize Sark for 20 points in this second half, but that felt like a drive where it was kind of a concession. We've got a 10-point lead. They got to come back and be aggressive here. Driven Auto Service bringing you the 4th quarter. We told you about Driven Auto Sales in the 3rd. Driven Auto also has 2 great service shops for the vehicles they sell here in South Austin and Central Texas. One is in Buda, not far from their location where they're based. Driven Auto Service there. There's also a great location that they run with Jeremy Jones and his team down in New Braunfels. So if you live down that way, there's a place called Garland Transmission and Service right across from Buc-ee's. That huge Buc-ee's across the street on 35. When you head over to Greenhall or head down to the lake, it's right there on the other side of the feeder road. It's called Garland Transmission and Service. 2 great Driven Auto Service locations. Take care of your vehicles that you have or the ones you bought at Driven Auto Service and Driven Auto Service and Garland Transmission and Service. But they're bringing you the 4th quarter here on top of Backer Gear. Go check that out. Backer Gear. We still have that pinned to the chat there at the top. Click through and check out the gear you're going to want to order for Christmas. Put on your Christmas list or order for that Longhorn loved one in your family. Backer, BCKR.com. Also Callahan's General Store and Driven Auto Sales. All right, you were saying, Rod, what's Sark's approach going to be here? This is now all gas now, right? No breaks here. Keep doing what you were doing, whatever you got you going here in that second half. Trey Wisner running the football, being physical. Let Archman and Cook here and eat and get after it. You can't play timid in this 4th quarter.
Well, that's the question, though, right? In Sark's opinion, like, how do you, if you're gonna be on the attack and be aggressive, what does that mean to you?
Oh gosh.
Oh no, we got no flag. I saw the yellow. I saw the
I got to hold so far away from it in the return, but it's going to pick the ball into about the 9.
Oh no.
Ryan Niblett not running upfield, though, going across the field. I never liked that anyway. But, Longhorns, you hope that Jelani McDonald face mask is not the sign of things where things turn. But A&M took advantage of it. Credit to them. And now you're going to have the ball at the 8-yard line coming out into the wind.
Yeah.
Personal foul.
Yeah, illegal chop block.
Man.
Block below the waist, whatever you want to call it.
All right, Texas has to regroup here. They had executed so well, made very few, if any, mistakes here in the second half, and now a Jelani McDonald face mask. This call, these are the critical. This is the Longhorn team where they execute for a long stretch, but then revert back to mistakes. And Aggies are too good to. They're going to take advantage of those.
Yeah, you got to beat the Aggies. You can't hold on to win against the Aggies.
Right? Oh, that was a penalty on A&M.
Oh, wow. How's that?
Wow, that's huge, guys. Sorry, we're criticizing when it's and also they showed that close replay. I think they're talking about on the broadcast. Jelani McDonald did grab his chest plate and then it ended up hitting the face mask. That was a tough call because he did try to avoid the face mask, it felt like. But yeah, ball on the 37 versus the 8. So chop block meaning an engaged player gets taken low by another player. You can't do that on either side of the ball at any moment. Longhorns coming out with look at this formation, Rod.
Oh, got him. I told you. What does it mean for Sark to be on the attack? Sark's going to throw the football.
Arch did a great job avoiding hit 1 to give himself a chance to deliver that football.
No, it's great pocket maneuvering by Arch, but you're going back to Sark's play call, he's going to throw the football.
If he wants a good tackle there. That was maybe a huge play saving tackle. Longhorns looking to respond with a score of their own here. They're now into field goal range, but into the win though.
Target to motion.
Play call though. Get that play action. Arch in the pocket.
He went in motion like he was going to crack block, play action. Got the linebackers looking. Boom.
1.5-yard gain. I like it. Keep clock moving. Get the second to 8.5.
Sark called the money play. That's what one of his money plays. He's been saving that one. That was good.
Somebody saying to run Arch. That might catch A&M off guard right now.
Yeah, they're being very aggressive. This is what you got to play against them with this. 8:21 to go here.
Quarterback draw.
Now you're going to have a big third down, and then a decision to make. You can't get this. The Longhorns, after the big play, gained 2 yards on 2 carries.
All right. Holding you to a field goal is a win for A&M, though. They got to feel like that's a win, considering.
Well, yeah, and this is it. This is into the win, so they're not in field goal territory. That should be encroachment.
Oh, got him.
That should be encroachment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that should be on the Aggies for sure. They're both pointing.
Beautiful. Remember, the Aggies are an undisciplined team too.
Yeah.
Quinn says good things happen when we drive the Corvette, not the Tesla. Nice. Love it.
All right, 3rd and 3 now from the 35.
Potential 2-down territory because you're still into this win, probably not in field goal range.
Holy cow.
Then they hit him with the QB run, Rod, just like we
told you, baby. That's beautiful. Nice. Oh, touchdown, too.
That was there. They're run blitzing. They're run blitzing.
Guys. Great call in the chat.
Great blocking, too, guys. Great guys getting a hat on a hat up front. Arch Manning, legs, touchdown. Texas extends the lead back to 10. They respond to the Aggie touchdown with a touchdown of their own. Cooper Manning fired up.
Ball Norris in the chat. Good job, guys.
That was a hell of a play call, guys. And that was a hell of an execution by the offensive line. They fired off. Arch followed it and didn't hesitate.
Oh, what was the actual run call?
Did you rewind that? Take a look at it, Rod.
I'm trying to find it right now. It looks like
here it is. Let's see.
Some type of zone call, right?
Somebody said that's my Manning right there. That's right. Arch Manning having a heck of a second half here. Longhorns.
Call
outside
it
of
out.
Looks like they ran.
Hey, that was a huge chop block, guys. Got them out to the 40-yard line versus being backed up. And I thought after some struggles early, the interior line did a great job of blocking there. Cole Hudson got a hat on a hat, and then Arch just made a guy miss and showed that 21-mile-an-hour speed.
That was a hell of a play call. Great job. Out of empty formation, too.
Out of empty, Rod.
Yeah. No, Sark, I like the play calls on that drive. The starter was good, and the one at the end was good.
How about this, guys? Thank you, Michael. Michael, my business. Colt vibes. It was Colt vibes. Guys, how about this? How about balance? 179 yards passing, 180 yards rushing now for Texas, and 27 points on the board. 20 of those coming here, or actually 24 of those coming here in the second half. This has been a heck of a second half for Sark in the play calling. Really strong. Now you see if your defense can get a stop. You got a gimpy quarterback who, the Longhorns felt they had off the field last time. You get one more stop here, you can really start to make a case in this game.
You get one more stop, man, you can start trying to milk the clock.
Yep.
I mean, that's up 10. Big series for the defense.
Okay. Longhorns, what a second half, guys. If they can hold on and win this game. Talking about this is one of those, which we were talking about Sark at halftime, unable to beat top 5, top 10 kind of teams. This would be a big one. And they're 7 minutes away from it, but they got to play some defense now.
Yeah. Colin Simmons is looming. Him and Ethan Burke's having a hell of a game. Ethan Burke might be your.
Ethan Burke's having a hell of a final game. This is his senior night, guys.
Ethan Burke is balling.
He's a rival slayer too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had that stop at versus A&M last year too.
Yep. Nice
tackle. Just make him have to drive the length of the field, gentlemen. No big plays. The only thing that can hurt you right now is a big play. Just make the tackle. Keep it in front of you.
Well, they gave him a first down on that play. That didn't look like he got there.
It did not look like it at all. They're going to review it. Are you looking at it? Didn't look like he got it.
Yeah, I think they're going to look at it.
Yeah, all you got to give up a
depends
big
on what depends to me on what arm the ball is in.
I don't like he was even. I thought he was well short, but he didn't reach the ball out. There he's short. Grayson Littleton. Oh, he does lean into it a little bit there, though. I still think he's short.
Yeah, he's short.
Just this review allows PK to get his breath here and maybe put something in play here for the rest of the series, see what they come with. Ty Anthony Smith doing a good job. He did not play in the first half because of that suspension. If you're tuning in late here, Anthony Hill did not even suit out tonight, even though a lot of people thought he was going to play. Dark indicated that he was going to play earlier in the week.
All right. Come on. How long does it take? He was short. Let's go. Yeah, the Aggies need a big play, though. Can't afford to march the length of the field and take off all the time of the clock.
Especially the way the Longhorns offense is playing. They certainly can't afford a turnover or a stop. That's what Longhorns are looking for here. 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go.
Wow, they upheld it. That's crazy. Oh, well. Just wasting time.
That was a friendly spot on the road, that's for sure. But it was only second down, so.
All right.
Yep. Oh
What
boy.
you got, Jerry?
I knew it. Damn it. That's what you couldn't allow to happen. That was a chunk.
Everything's going to be tempo quick. Everything's going to be tempo quick. Obviously, they've been last drive, now this drive. So Texas defense. Colin Simmons beats. Oh man, he beat that left tackle. He beat the right tackle immediately.
Good play. Got him. That pass rush. I mean, they know he's throwing the football, so Texas is going to pin the ears back. That was a nice play. All right. 2nd and 11. Oh. That was a
Russell
nice
Reed's a good player, guys. He's playing a little bit gimpy, and he's still making plays right now.
Yeah, and Texas, because of this tempo, Texas can't really sub. So this is what they're doing. They're keeping Texas from getting fresh on the end of the line.
Pass rush is only going to get weaker.
Yeah. You're gonna have to bring that extra number as this drive goes on, because that pass rush, Burke and Simmons, they'll get tired. Now they get a little.
Yes,
now they get some fresh rotation in there.
Game has gone under 5 minutes now. Clock is. Did they stop the clock on that play?
Let's make the tackle. Oh, he's out of the pocket. Oh, did they give him a first here? Nope, 3rd down. He's going to be short. Just barely.
3rd and 1.5.
Yep. They're going.
Ran it inside. Big run.
Got
Red zone 17.5.
All right.
Now you got to bend, but don't break here. Make them force to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Just keep it a touchdown game is what your goal is now. Best red zone package.
2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning for both teams. Good pass rush. Oh, there it is.
Big. Did he get it?
Yep.
Did he catch it?
Rush up the middle, hit Marcel Reed at the knees, couldn't step into the throw.
Michael Taff on his senior night, guys. What a play. Longhorns have a chance now, but you got to move the ball now. You're at the 2-yard line.
Let's make sure if they review this, but let's make sure that's a clean catch.
I think it is. He wouldn't celebrate this much if it wasn't.
It looked like it.
He wouldn't celebrate this much if it wasn't. It's like, Taff,
Yeah.
I'm more worried about SEC refs.
You went on a victory tour and you didn't even catch the ball.
Justice Terry with the pass rush here, guys. He's really come on late in the season.
Yeah, you guys have talked about getting fresh bodies in there, and they were able to do that at that sub, and it brought the pass rush back. Longhorns have a chance now. They got to move the football, but obviously let the clock run. Aggies are going to use their timeouts now. They only have 1 left, don't they?
Yeah, good catch.
Yeah, they can use a lot of clock here, guys.
Good job. All right, gentlemen. I will see you in the post game. I'm declaring victory. I'm out of here.
Rob B, see you, buddy. Hook 'em. Great season, brother. All right, that's the defensive play you needed. Pressure there. You make him go to the length of the field and hope they make a mistake, and he did. And the Longhorns are going to have the ball. And Jerry, you pointed out earlier, only 1 timeout left. So they Texas, whatever they do here with this ball, they can. Oh, they actually have 2 timeouts. My bad.
They just called 1. So they're going to get the ball back because, Texas is backed up at their own 2-yard line. You might even just run a QB draw here to try to get it out, or a under center sneak just to try to get it out to the 4th for your 3rd down. But this is look, I would run this football, see if A&M uses their last time out on this.
I would have liked that same formation. I would have liked to see Arch run a quarterback sneak and just get 3-4 yards up the middle.
I would like a sneak now, even if you get a yard and force A&M's hand. I would not throw this football. I would not do anything crazy. I'd force A&M.
I'd see if Arch can get a sneak attack, quarterback sneak, and push the ball forward. Because, again, you want to make them use that final timeout, make it get to the 2-minute warning. They're still down 10. And this is one of those scenarios, if you can get them no more timeouts and get to the 2-minute warning, you got a chance to, or close to it, it becomes an onside kick situation for them. Like they're going to have to recover one to get enough possessions here.
Boy, somebody said Burke's throwing up. I saw it on the sidelines. He is leaving it all on the field, guys. His last home game as a Longhorn. There you go. See if A&M's going to call timeout here. And they do. So they're out. They are out of timeouts. So, look, I mean, you're on the 5-yard line. I don't think you do anything crazy here. I think you run the football again. Let it run maybe even let the clock run all the way down. Maybe use a timeout yourself. Get every second off that clock you can because A&M's got to score twice. You're going to be punting the ball into the wind. Rain's coming down a little bit again now, it looks like. You're going to be punting the ball into the wind. So I would run this football again. If not, it's got to be something with Arch on the move so he can throw it away. You cannot have a grounding in the end zone. You don't want to do anything crazy right now. But I would run the football again. I want to run this clock inside 3 minutes. Call a timeout yourself, set up your punt protection, release the football and say, you know what? If you guys score twice in 2 minutes and 48 seconds, that's on us.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That without timeouts, Texas will get the ball back. And if they can't stop the clock, that's going to be a problem. I mean, even if the Aggies were to score a touchdown, the Longhorns are getting the ball back again.
Yeah. And I mean,
without an onside kick, right? They got to steal a possession at some point.
Yeah, I mean, so clock is about to hit inside 3 minutes right now. There's 23 on the play clock. So you can run this thing all the way down, call a timeout yourself, set your protection, give your defense as much time as possible to rest.
Yeah, you're going to inside 3 minutes. Yeah, that's it. This is it's a 2-2 score game. No timeouts. Only the 2-minute warning can stop the clock. Longhorns in a really, really good spot here.
Punt return down to the 42.5. So A&M ball, 42.5-yard line, 2:32 to go. Only have the 2-minute timeout to slow.
Well, Concepcion, at least he got tackled. I mean, what you couldn't give up is a quick touchdown there or a quick play. You still got to make them earn it. Bend but don't break defense here. Let the rally and tackle the ball. Let the clock run. They can't stop the clock outside of spikes or first downs when they get inside 2 minutes. Longhorns up 10 here. The on Texas football final game of the regular season. Our in-game watch along all season long. Driven Auto Service. Can't thank them enough. Get your vehicles in there. If you didn't buy your vehicle at Driven Automotive and Driven Auto Sales, get it into Driven Auto Service. You live in South Austin, down in the New Braunfels area, San Marcos, get it to Gaylord or Garland, I should say, transmission.
Boom. Kobe Black pickoff game. Sorry, Aaron.
Sorry, you're just ahead of me by a half a play. So there we go. Kobe Black, back-to-back turnovers forced by this Texas defense, and the Longhorns are going to get a huge win. They've got 3 top 10 wins this year, one over Oklahoma, one over Vanderbilt, and now over Texas A&M, and they'll be able to run this clock out.
There is a flag.
What's that?
There is a flag.
It's going to be post-possession, I have to think, right?
Yeah, post-possession. Aaron, let's talk about this. Is a huge win for Steve Sarkisian personally.
100%, because it wasn't looking good at halftime. We were talking a lot about it.
No, and look, if you lose this game, then the whole offseason going into next year, when Ohio State comes to town, what's everybody going to be flashing all over every screen and every article? Sark's record against top 5 teams. This is a huge win for Texas, yes, but it's a huge win for Steve Sarkisian because once that ball starts rolling downhill and those losses start to build, that carries with you from off season to the next season. This is a big win for Steve Sarkisian personally.
Well,
I really believe that.
I'll add to that. I mean, the way they won it, right? Only 3 points in the first half, a dominant second half where they scored 24 points and allowed just 7. Really, really impressive second half. Halftime adjustments, Sark's been criticized for beating a top 5 team. Sark's been, unable to do. This is the biggest win he's had as a coach, Jerry, since Alabama.
Yeah.
37, 38 games ago now. And to post it against your rival, to kind of derail their perfect season, enormous for Texas, and really executed well. And look, again, their odds of getting into the playoff are very slim, but at least they make a case. They leave it as a 10-point win over a favored team, a rival that had a perfect season. Committee obviously likes A&M a lot, has them ranked 3rd in the country, and to beat them like this, to really dominate the second half, you at least make the case that you're one of the best 10, 12 teams in the country, depending on how the chips fall here tomorrow and into next weekend. So, and you're right, man, Jerry, you cover recruiting as well as anybody on the planet. This is momentum into their recruiting season. If they don't get to the playoff, they're still, almost 80% of this team's production is from young players who will be back if you can keep them all on the same page and out of the portal. There's a lot to build on there, even though. And what's your adjective for a 9-3 season, Jerry? The mission was a failure, right? The goal was to win the national championship. You don't even make the playoffs, so it's hard to color that any other way than a fail. But what does 9-3 with 3 top 10 wins, 3 tough road losses equal for you?
I want to see how the next 2 days and the conference championship games play out, to make sure that Texas doesn't get into the playoff. It's been a really tough team, because it's, the undisciplined issues, the offense just being a real stinker, not showing up for Florida. There's some things that were so concerning. So look, this team, if they do not make the playoff, obviously it's a disappointing season. At the same time, you beat Oklahoma, Arkansas, and A&M. Yeah. But that's not the standard for Texas football after going to the national semifinals 2 years in a row. So that's the tough thing. I mean, there's the part of it that says, hey, Sark beat Oklahoma. He's 3-1 against Venables, and he beat A&M. And he needed to beat A&M personally. There's that. But here's the thing that doesn't change unless Oklahoma gets upset tomorrow, is Oklahoma's going to be in the playoff. A&M's going to be in the playoff. And unless Tech gets upset, they're going to be in the playoff. So, and if Vanderbilt beats Tennessee tomorrow, they're probably going to be in the playoff. So there's that part of it too. It's like, wow, you could potentially have beaten 3 teams that are in the college football playoff this year.
Well, and I would assume, Sark was asked this week about, is this, do you guys deserve consideration for the playoff? And he said, I'll answer that after the game. Yeah. So I'm assuming he's going to do his best Mac Brown politicking after this game, make the case you just made. And, at the end of the day, it might very well be like, South Carolina or Alabama or Ole Miss last year, where, for Alabama last year, that loss at Oklahoma, who was a 6-win football team a year ago, kept them out of the playoff. For Ole Miss, it was that Kentucky loss at home. And for Texas, it's going to be that Florida albatross that you just can't overcome. The Georgia-Ohio State losses, that's the number 1 and number 4 in the country on the road. It's the Florida loss that just sticks out like this big sore thumb. It's hard to overcome. You can make your case, and we'll see. A lot of things have to fall your way over the next, 8 days of college football. But again, you can't label anything but a fail as far as the main mission. But there's still stuff to build on. The momentum is still in the program, is what I would say, Jerry. There's still momentum positively, even with a disappointing year.
Yeah, I mean, and look, and for those wondering, I agree, Aaron. For those wondering, I think what has to happen here, because I think this is a huge win for Texas, will play really well in the playoff committee's eyes. Like, they should be ahead of Utah. If they're not, it's a joke.
Get rid of the committee.
It's an absolute joke. Trey Wisener's going to mess around and get 200 yards in this game, by the way. It's an absolute joke if Utah's ahead of Texas after this. I mean, the schedule, Utah's played very poorly down the stretch. They were lucky to get out of those games. I mean, they gave up 1,000 yards in 2 games. And then it really comes down to, does Miami lose at Pitt? Does Vanderbilt lose at Tennessee? And then what happens with Alabama, Auburn? I mean, Texas is 3 things away from having a real shot that'd be the 12th seed in my mind. I think it could happen.
Hey, Jerry, we're going to wrap this up and get ready for post game. Can't wait to hear all the comments and conversation with you guys and Bobby and Rod and the whole crew. Thank you to On Texas Football. We'll get ready for a bowl game, possibly the playoff. Thank you to Driven Auto Service, Driven Auto Sales, Backer Brands, that great limited there, that great licensed Longhorn gear, bckr.com. Be a backer with better gear. Also, check it out with Callahan's General Store. All of your Christmas shopping, get it all done at Callahan's. All right, thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Rod, Coach Shipley, Jeff Howe, everybody. Hook 'em. Longhorns win it 27-17.
Whoever it is.
What's that?
See you at the bowl game.